Hello, and welcome back to the world of Arklands and to Mai's Academy. When we last left our heroes in training, they continued to strategize and mostly played mind games between themselves and their opposing team as the entire year group prepares for a massive game of Capture the Flag. After some double and triple cross strategies of trying to get someone to steal plans that were ultimately fake, and Kakari showing up and just telling you what he was instructed, even though Eri had already eavesdropped to find that information. Kakari also then talked about how he thinks that Mackenzie was doing the same, of more layers than could be reasonably counted of subterfuge.
We have made this game far too complex.
A little bit.
There's a number. We just have to find it.
But as you all settle in for the evening, that is where we return for tonight's episode of Mai's Academy. Welcome back. So, is there anything that y'all want to do that evening, or are y'all just getting rest?
This is the evening before the Capture the Flag game?
No, you still got like a week and a half left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just the end of that day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You still got time.
Yeah, I don't think anything in particular for Cass. There's so many things that I know wish he would do, but he wouldn't.
But Cassidy wouldn't. Absolutely.
What would those be?
Oh, there's so many resources Cass has that he could use. There's one I thought of in particular that I specifically didn't ask you if it would work, because I didn't want you to just be like, oh, that's a good idea. No, I can't let that work.
Well, you should tell me about it, because, like, I'm not going to disallow an idea if it would work just because it's too good.
Yeah, I was thinking of
Or stupid thinking.
having somebody scry on whoever is placing the beacons
That's
at the
a
moment.
great
that
idea. Who has Scry?
somebody outside of our
You can
team.
convince him. Go for it.
I don't think Grave would be convinced by it.
No.
Problem is that Cass would think of this idea and be like, "No, that's cheating," and then wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, Caspian would know that is not against the established rules. Underhanded and cheating are not the same thing.
It's like hiding in a tree.
Look, I'm with you on that.
I'm still
They
bitter
didn't
about
tell
that.
me I couldn't, and I was told by my team leader to do it, and so I did. And you walked right underneath me several times, and you didn't even look up. I would have been easily reachable if you looked up and just went tap leg, but nope.
What game was that?
I don't even know
That
what it
was
was
like
called.
a
It was like a
That's
manhunt
competitive
kind
hide
of
and
thing.
seek manhunt type
Yeah.
thing.
yeah.
Those are
Just for context, for the audience.
And my team
kind of funny out of
won that round, but
Yep.
not the whole thing.
So, as the week progresses, is there anything more that you're going to do to prepare? Are there specific buildings that you want to try and get on your side? And importantly, other than strategies of how to fool your opponents, what are your actual strategies?
Okay.
That'd be great if I actually, thought of that.
So,
I have
write down
messaged
our
like
plans?
3 times
You-
over
you-
the past
you
2
have.
days.
you
I
absolutely
was
have.
on travel, okay?
Yeah, she was off. She's on vacation.
Yeah.
I do know that Cass would do two things. One, he would continue trying to map out and memorize as much as he could of the map. And the other thing
by this point, like,
Crow's been consistently going out and like
yeah, anytime y'all would have gone shopping, anytime, I do think that there's a assumed base knowledge of at the very least, the general layout
Yeah.
of the city of Erix. So you don't need to necessarily worry about.
Well, Cass wants to find the hidden secrets.
Okay, so you specifically want to, because you did take a look briefly.
I did,
You
yeah.
weren't able to find anything the first time, but you did take a look briefly at older maps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ari will help him with that.
Okay.
Yeah, and
to know.
then Cass will also go around for like a whole week just campaigning, going up to door and be like, "Hey, can we use your house?"
That's what L's doing as well.
Okay.
He's doing the same
So,
thing. Door-to-door campaigning, either
Yeah.
with Cass or
So-
without him.
Do you
Also
want
been
to-
scouting out like potential places.
so instead, do you two want to take the campaigning and leave the map reading and that stuff to the girls?
Probably would be smarter given that Cass's intelligence is not the highest.
Yeah.
So-
When Cass starts going over it with
Yeah.
Ari, and then Crow comes in and is like, let me take care of this. He's okay.
Cass
Play-
would,
play to your strengths.
Cass would begrudgingly be like, "All right, this is fine. This is probably better."
L takes one look at the
Delegate.
map and points and goes, "Is this the river?" He's pointing to a street.
No, L. That's a street.
You've literally walked on that street before.
I have?
The river is the giant thing that goes down the center of the map.
Oh, I thought that was where Cass actually spilled coffee or something.
No. It doesn't even look like a coffee stain.
It looks
mean-
like...
The side of the city, each individual side of the city could be the coffee stain. I mean, due to the coloration. It does look fantastic, though, darling. So,
L cannot distinguish between coffee stain and
Although
well
you're
done map.
colorblind.
No? I don't think so.
no, he's not colorblind, he just needs glasses. It's all a big brown smudge. Might end up being
Nearsighted or
canon.
farsighted?
That would explain a lot.
Ryan's thinking about it. Does L need glasses? Yes, he does.
Is he nearsighted or
Shut up!
farsighted? Important question.
What?
Nearsighted or farsighted?
I can
Or
never
both?
remember which one, like...
Nearsighted
one
is
means
like you
which.
can see things up close, but not
Yeah.
out. And then farsighted is like you can see.
Well, if he's having
Knowing L, it would probably be that he's farsighted.
Yeah.
So things are blurry up close.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's why you can't read.
That's why Aries always read.
Exactly.
Very cute,
He
actually.
needs the big font books.
I need the large text
Yeah.
to be able to. And then they went fishing. Did I do that right?
Okay,
For L's birthday, we're gonna get him magical bifocals.
or just,
Reading glasses.
glasses. They don't need to be magic.
It's just called.
You can just
Yeah,
He
but-
just
oh,
turn
that's
the
why
lens
you
a
go to
tiny
the
bit.
laboratory where there's lots of lenses.
Does it look better at 1 or 2?
Okay,
Or two.
okay. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Can I see one again?
Oh gosh, I haven't done
Just
that in
did
so
that
long.
like last week.
Same.
Yeah, I need to do
So, okay, from the marked locations, I presume you would want the riverbed. That's the.
We should have the map up.
I'm sorry, I was not thinking about it. Here we go.
Why don't
okay.
you have the
Wait.
map up?
I'm stupid.
L is, Ryan isn't, usually.
I was going to ask what's the difference.
Ryan is voluntarily stupid.
Correct.
That's true.
That's fair, actually.
Nice.
My friends,
It's
ladies
not
and
that
gentlemen.
it's you are the one who literally just said what's the difference.
You put
It's not that
yourself
you
in
don't
a
have the brain
situation.
cell, it's that you just shut it off.
Look, I had to turn. Look, too much power, overload. That's how it works. Technology, hurt brain, think too much. Sleep now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Coffee! Okay.
We did offer. So the riverbed is where you and
Yes.
Ro
Yep.
first met.
Yes, what a wonderful meeting where Cass, for a brief moment, thought she was racist.
No, she just hates everyone. He knows this now.
So then, yeah, racist.
The bakery,
You
the
hate 'em
cafe, Trinkets, the tram station, the temple to Kina, and the dry dock.
We're on the left lung, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we
1,
Yeah,
2,
makes
3,
sense.
4, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
We did want to talk to the tram guy
Oh yeah.
about making that our jail.
Right. I do want to talk to him.
Yes.
We should start there since you
Start
know
with 4.
Okay.
we have
That,
to take
that
the
would
train.
literally be the first location because that's
Yep.
where you
We're
arrive.
just like on the way down.
So, could we ask you a question?
Can you remember his name?
No.
Amy can.
Sure, let me make a history check.
I'll allow that.
17.
Come on.
Come on.
QAMAR.
Okay.
I legit thought you said to me, "Come on, you need better than that."
No,
Come on.
like a 12 would have been enough.
Okay, good.
Genuinely.
19 on the die. That's pretty good.
Okay. I just realized the math. I always forget that L's a -2.
Yeah, it was really disappointing to see him roll a 19 and then say 17.
Yep. See, I got it in reverse because like 17. Oh yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, it is only a -1 because of Bard, so it's technically an 18.
So you gave a lower number because you didn't bother to check.
Correct. You're gonna have to find something else to
Love
flip
this
that brain.
game.
That brain cell's staying off, brother.
Okay.
And that's our bard.
Are we the worst D&D players?
No, not by far.
And I don't know
We're
if
just
I don't
the
know if you
average.
ever realized this, but Kamara is the same subclass that L is.
Really?
He's a College of Creation bard.
I did not know that.
A
Okay.
connection point.
So
Unique dialogue option.
I will say
We would just try to cheat each other at a game of cards, doing the exact same thing, create an ace or something.
That is exactly what he uses it for.
He's a gambler.
So go ahead and make a persuasion check.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna help you make the persuasion check because Cass knows. No, Cass doesn't know that L's made a connection with him.
Over the gambling.
Yeah.
Nope. Yep.
So, individual rolls
Yeah,
or
go for it.
okay.
Individual rolls. Ugh. Persuasion. I think I have like a +6 or something like that. So 16, I think.
Wow, you rolled higher than
17.
me.
17 and
14.
okay. Cool. So the request for him is to use the tram as
A J.
To jail and then bring the students back up.
Just bring them right back to the school. Every time we bring someone over there, take
go
them right
ahead
back up to the
and make
dorms.
a insight check.
All right. That's a little bit better.
Flat 20.
Flat 20.
24.
Okay, yeah. The two of you, yeah, he's willing to allow the tram to be used as that. But if anyone can beat him at a game, they're getting out.
I think that's fair.
So it's
It's something, and at least it'll take them time to play the game.
Yep.
yep. So yeah, you can mark that as on your
Cool. We has tram.
probably. Someone start making a list. I have been keeping
feel-
track of almost
Alright.
everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like that's Amy. Amy is the note taker.
Yep.
Thanks for volunteering.
Yep.
So what I'll do is for each marked location that you want, that'll be an individual roll, and then there will be a more general roll for how many homes and what. What is this?
Nothing.
Just pretending to type, but there's no keyboard.
Note taking.
So yeah, each
I got Kiera
marked
Gregg.
location will be an individual roll. That either one of you can help, or you can each roll.
So here's
So
here-
only
here's-
one of us can roll for each of those.
Correct.
No, you can.
No, here's the deal. I can Bardic Inspire you, which gives
Okay.
you 2 rolls at a D8, which, if you roll a 6 or higher, gives you a higher modifier than my Persuasion, right? And
Okay.
you get to roll it twice. So if I roll to help you, while also giving you the Bardic Inspiration die, you have a much higher chance of getting a higher number than me. Because that gives you advantage plus the die.
Okay.
Which you also have advantage on.
Yes.
Yeah. It's also very in character that would be okay. Now you're going to go and speak.
Okay, I'm going to stand here, and I'm going to, look good, and you are going to go talk to them and look less good but still good. Yeah? Take the helmet off.
Okay. I'm not wearing any of my own.
I did not know that. The player did not know that.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Okay, so go ahead. Give me the first. You still have to roll to make sure that you give the advantage.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, so I roll with advantage.
Yep.
I'm going to roll twice because this one's been rolling.
How many of these checks are we doing?
Nat 20.
I'm not giving you Bardic Inspiration for that one then.
So that's
Well,
which one?
you can
number?
give it, and then he can just not choose not to use it yet.
Yeah.
So,
Do
yeah.
that.
So that's the riverbed?
Yep.
I assume we're going in order?
Yeah.
1 through. All right, cool.
So,
Nice.
So got the riverbed?
and I will figure out a way to reward that nat 20 at a later point.
Sweet.
Do you want the bakery and cafe?
I assume we want all of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything on our side. We are
Yep.
we are all in on this, man.
Okay.
Let's go.
Go for it.
If you have the time, then yeah.
Yeah, you get help.
Cool.
I literally have to roll in that one for you to not get help.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So that's a 23.
Yep. Cool. Can mark that off.
Do you want to roll the
Cool.
die? Or? Okay, no. This is just a yes or no, pass or fail.
If it's close for some reason, I'll let you know.
Okay, that sounds good.
If it's above 20,
Yeah, you get up.
there's only one location. As you know, there are 2 locations
Oh, wow, that was
that
the same-
would require more
same
than
one. How many bardic
a
inspirations?
Flat 20.
Right now you have one.
You still have
Yeah,
just
but-
the one. Yeah.
But how many times can you give that? in a day?
5.
Yeah, because it's charisma mod.
Yep.
And because this is a check,
You get
an
to roll it
ability
twice.
check- Yeah. I don't need to. That is a 22.
22, and that's for trinkets.
Hey, let's go.
Yep. Cool. Tram station you've already got.
Yep.
Government buildings.
boy.
The government square.
Nat 20.
Another?
Hey.
Let's
Now
go.
we do have people on our team who have the political connections.
Who would that be?
Want help with?
Not necessarily local political connections.
No, but you're an nat 20.
Okay, when you're making note of it, note with both what was it, the riverbed and
riverbed.
for the government square
Yep.
that those were rolled with natural 20s. Because I will find a way to benefit that.
The riverbed. It's right there. In that little square there. All right. Next one.
Next one would be the Temple of Kina.
Yeah, you get help.
All right.
I imagine that's going to be one of the harder ones. Because they already, but they just sent
24.
not here.
24, is that with Bardic?
No. Should
Go
should
for
I
it.
get another bardic?
Yes, you do.
It is a place of worship. It is there is did you
29.
did you get at least a 1?
Oh, yeah. fair enough.
It's okay, Trey. I was catching on. I got you.
I'm going to see how high I can get.
Valid. So yeah, Temple of Kina can mark off as on yours, and finally the dry dock,
Yeah, you get help.
which is the shipbuilders.
That is another, what is that? 24.
Cool. Yeah, and then one roll, which if you want to try again afterwards, if like everyone gets 3 nat 1s or something, you can attempt later, but this will be for.
Don't speak that into existence. You have a very bad history of speaking those things into existence.
It's true.
And they always affect me.
You
Okay, good.
yourself.
Non-named locations.
See how many we get.
Yeah. Another nat 20? Okay.
That's number 3.
3 nat 20? Okay, I will.
Oh my gosh, we just
That
recruited like
in mind.
half of the buildings on our side. The other team's gonna look at the number of flags and be like, what the how? They bribed them all, didn't they?
Yep.
No,
Okay.
people just like us.
Oh yes,
Good
We are not
to know.
dirtbags.
it's amazing.
Very good to know. Okay. So,
Can we go over to their side and recruit some of them? Just be like, hey, don't, whatever you do, don't don't work for
Here's-
them.
So here's the reality is that most of the buildings that are being claimed are not necessarily for your side. It is expanding the playing field. So
okay.
like you can't run across the rooftops of buildings that are not part of the game.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So
I didn't know that.
you want like you can't duck into buildings. So actually you want more buildings on their side. Because if you want to be able to duck into a
Well,
building,
here's
or if you
the
want
thing,
to be able
though.
to hide somewhere,
That makes it so that there are more places for us to hide,
and it is also more places for the flag to be hidden.
and that's what I want.
Yeah,
Make
and
it
so
take longer
there
for them
is-
to find it.
It's my point is that it's not going to be necessarily advantageous to have less buildings.
Okay.
Especially like closer
It's a
to
give
the
and
river.
take.
Yeah. So that is so okay, yeah, y'all kind of knocked that out of the park.
That was
I mean,
every
the
every
advantage
one of those.
I am certain have.
Every
Yep.
one of those nat 20s was on the advantage roll.
So yeah, y'all knocked that out of the park. Very well done. So then with that, we will shift to the ladies.
Oh, we gotta compare to that.
Need to take a moment.
No, I think she's okay.
She just needs to complain.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
What are you doing, sweet pea?
That is so valid.
Yeah. All right. Are these investigation checks?
So I will allow investigation. I will allow history. Yeah. Those are the main two.
I'm
I
gonna
can-
also do investigation because I have advantage on those.
Go for it.
Natural 20.
Okay.
This is the night of gnats.
I had a good week last week, so I'm not expecting this.
Starting off strong. Keep it that way.
and
Let's do
26
it.
for Crow.
20.
Yeah, total
Alright.
of 24 for me. Or 22.
Go!
You rolled a nat 20. Crow still rolled higher.
You know.
No, it's
This is
fantastic.
Not proficient in investigation.
Yeah. Okay, so.
This is the artificer coming through.
Yep.
Ah, yes. What would have been?
Technically, she still is. Just not.
I'm gonna give you a choice.
Sure.
Ooh, that's never a good thing. Okay.
That's a good thing. Do you want the natural 20 to give you an advantage in the game, or have a different benefit?
What do you mean advantage? Like,
Either this natural 20, you will find something regardless. The natural 20 can either give you something even more in terms of an advantage for the capture the flag game, or it can apply in a different manner that I have an idea for.
take a different manner.
Okay, good to know. But what I will say,
No, you did not just make that decision based on that.
Listen, Ari has been looking for it since day one. It would make sense if she stumbles across it while looking
while looking at older maps of
Old
the
maps.
town,
And Crow's in on it.
Crow also spent some time looking for it, so it does
Crow
make
says,
sense.
Don't tell anyone.
So what I will say
Our little secret.
is that you find a map that depicts a large cavern, and Crow, you recognize that because that's where the tree is planted.
Of course, it's beneath the tree. It's always beneath the tree.
We're gonna dig up a tree later on.
There appears to be something worth investigating there,
Yeah. Good to know.
but that will be for later. For
A
this,
little bit of a shopping therapy if our game doesn't go well.
I will say that you do find a in-depth map of a sewer network.
Okay. I was
Sweet,
actually
that's
about
what
to
I was
ask,
looking for.
I was about to ask earlier, like, are the sewers an option?
They-
Because
They're not necessarily easily accessible. This is a
which is probably a good thing.
Port
Because we
town.
don't want it to just be an easy,
yeah.
problem-free network.
yeah. So, but yes, you with the 26, and the success all around, you are able to find, especially because due to the state that the city is in and everything, it's
Montana?
not, huh?
I know, I deserve one.
I'm really glad that you did that because I was about to do the same thing.
Which one were you gonna do?
I didn't have a state in mind. It took me too long to think of one.
Which state did you actually say?
Montana.
I just flew
I
over
think you
Montana.
mean
It
North
was really
Montana.
lovely.
Hasn't
Take
been
your
Canada for years.
If
I
I
have-
had found
do
a
I have to
state
wait?
funny, I wouldn't have given you one.
What constitutes a funny state?
I don't know, some kind of
Texas.
that would have been funnier. Mostly because of the voice.
Do I apply this shenanigan now or in 1 week?
You're not getting a long list until then. Well, I guess for your other features.
You don't know what else is going to happen in this session.
That is true.
That's true.
Apply it now. But so, due to the dragon taking over, the sewer system has fallen into a bit of disrepair, which is why it's not on most modern maps.
Yeah.
It still exists. Not all of the tunnels will be as they are on the map, as in like some of them may have collapsed, some of them may have been blocked up by one thing or another. It's
Yeah.
more likely debris than these are more like storm drains than they are
Yeah.
like sewage. Because this is a seaside.
Look, as long as there are no clowns down there, I'm fine.
Is there a clown that lurks?
This whole time.
Hey, you caught the joke.
It is Clown Week.
It is.
What?
I think so, yeah.
We're moving
Apparently
on.
a thing.
Wise decision, Mr.
But-
Game Master.
You do find a map that has some entrances, and I don't have a map like that. If you and I want to
What?
draw one out for use in that, then we can.
Look, if I'm gonna draw it, I'm gonna put it in our favor.
Which is why I will regulate to
I guess.
exactly.
Just make too many.
Too many little squiggles
Yeah.
and turns.
Yeah,
Oh,
except that
there's
if it
so
doesn't
much
make
going
sense,
on.
then no.
You know.
Exactly.
I would do an entire week of research on how
I know.
sewer systems work.
Anyway, so resounding success from both sides.
What do you mean you couldn't follow that up? Get out of here. You did great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
They also had a relatively
She agrees.
smaller task.
Okay.
They did.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, which ones you got it? You got it a nat 20 for the riverbed, for
The government square.
Government Square,
And whatever the last one was.
and
right?
for the
General
populace.
Yeah.
Okay, I will be thinking on those. With that prep out of the way, what next?
I kind of want to have a little mock battle. What about you?
You want to have a little mock battle?
Yeah.
Again?
Okay. How so? Like what? Like mock of what we expect to find, like what we expect the capture the flag game to be. Do
Yeah.
you want to just have
Have a little bit of prep. Kind of practice our
Against each other?
yes
Against
within the teams against each other.
Timing things.
Potential situations that could happen when the enemy shows up to take over the flag.
So you want to run drills?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Ray's back.
That's what I was thinking last week.
Oh, that brain cell is staying off.
No, that's all you're getting. It flickered on for just a second.
You can say
can't
that it
help
was
yourself.
a different teammate's idea, not L's.
Elle's
Someone else brought
Elle's
it
gonna
up.
like be sitting down in the in the room, just.
Question. Would it not make more sense to put, because you guys would want to be working as a unit, would it not make more sense to put yourselves up against a different team?
What do you mean?
Want them to learn our strategy.
As in, like, if you are trying to, train and do some mock preparation, just like, oh, you know, if such and such comes in, you know, this is what our go-to strategy is. Wouldn't it make more sense to have you guys on one side?
It's not that. It's not if so and so shows up. It's more. This situation happens. People show up. What are the strategies?
Okay.
The whole idea is.
Well, sorry. Yeah, that's.
But I think we need to figure out where. We decided where
Where's
we're
our
placing the
actual
flag.
one gonna be?
Yes.
We decided that last time.
Did
So
you?
Isn't it the riverbed?
no.
You
You
guys have
hadn't
been talking
decided.
about it. I hadn't.
You talked
settled on
about
that.
having the false flags
Yes.
scattered
Which we have, like, 10 of.
nearby.
Yes.
But you've never actually decided where you want to place your flag.
Maybe we
I
should-
decided it in my head. I may not have fully shared.
Okay. What?
Welcome to Teen Games.
Sorry.
So,
However,
talk.
This is not Baldur's Gate.
just thinking about the last time we played.
I'm sorry. That stealing something would make him mad at me, and then we'd have to kill him.
I remember. I was
I
was
chaos
away.
gremlin.
I ran off and then I just heard them all scream and I was like, oh man, I better come back.
For the record, I have no idea what happened because I wasn't there. It was totally
a unilateral decision was made on behalf of the team.
yeah. Sounds
Just
like it.
trying to steal things that explode. I get to be a gremlin in that game.
Yes, you will.
All right.
So I would say, you know, you guys are you planning in your own room? Are you in one of the like sparring rooms?
Ella's making tea for everybody in the room.
yeah.
So
we,
we
we
can go
would.
over.
There is
Wait, are we having a sleepover party? Are we inviting people over all to talk about it?
We're not
Yeah.
sleeping.
Oh, I'm going to invite all the teams that are going to have a good time.
you do see that your kind of little door buzzer just.
Oh, it's the first guest.
You haven't invited anyone yet.
But that is what Elle would think.
It's
Wait,
probably
no, I have to
Grave.
send out the invitation
I
first.
will open the door, assuming it's Grave.
You open it, and Mackenzie
Of course
walks
it is.
in.
Does he actually get all the way through?
Yes.
Okay.
No, the-
Otherwise, I would have shut it before he makes it through.
It is kind of an instantaneous. You're kind of just on the other side.
Cass will get up from his seat. Mackenzie, didn't expect you here. Would you like some tea?
Or perhaps another punch in the face.
Elle grabs the teapot, and as he walks away, he mumbles, "No tea for you."
So hostile.
What's your deal?
I come bearing gifts.
Is the gift you leaving?
In just a moment.
Well, I want that one to go.
And he goes to your dining table and places a what appears to be a map not dissimilar to your own, with notations on it. Because I want you all to know that you can know everything that I have planned, and you'll still lose. Ta-ta.
You better hope that your ego is shorter than your skill. Because you need to have a lot of that.
Cass, what does that mean?
Would you like it if I pretended that that made sense?
It actually made sense.
You did?
It wasn't good, but it
Oh.
made sense.
Yeah, that's because Noah messed it up.
Nope, it's
It was
canon
supposed to be, what was it?
Roll for charisma.
You,
Heck no, Cass doesn't insult people. This is
yeah,
perfect.
it was supposed
This
to
is
be.
fantastic.
It was supposed to be. You better hope that your skill can match your ego. But I said ego first. I was like, oh crap, how do I make this?
That's fair.
Yeah. If this was to be redone, that's how Cass would have said it.
That's why I don't play charisma characters.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna
Harry
get it right.
takes the map, folds it up. You can have this back.
No. If you decide to throw it away, that's on you. But that is our plans. Do with it what you will.
Would you like a copy of ours?
He's gonna make an insight check.
All right.
Y'all don't have plans yet.
Yeah, I kind of want to get an insight check on Harry.
Nope.
you attempting a deception?
I don't know. I'm just saying things.
Okay.
Well, with that insight, unfortunately, with that insight roll from
That's
L,
a 4 on. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's a 2. Either way.
yeah, L goes.
Well, maybe once you've actually made some.
All right.
See you in the game. And he walks out.
Cass is gonna follow him.
Okay.
Give
He
me
goes
the-
down to
give
the
me
lobby.
I want to see.
So,
She opens it up and looks over the plan.
okay. Yeah, it does appear to be an actual set of plans with positions of teams and.
Don't think too closely on it. Whatever he's written there, he's given us that to throw us off our game.
Do you want to make an insight check?
Could be.
Sure.
Or he's conceited enough to think he can get away with this.
That's
Oh,
a flat 20.
Flat 20.
Bardic Inspiration. Mark
That's
this
just
third
12
one
for
off.
me.
27.
27. That was an act of pure arrogance. Those are the plans.
He's an idiot.
Is this news?
No, he's a pompous idiot.
But as you three are discussing,
Yeah.
follow him
Castle
out?
following.
and he is, you kind of just look at him as you're following, and the boy just has the best word I can use is swagger.
Yeah.
He is so confident in himself in this moment.
Mackenzie,
Yeah.
how much of this is a game to you?
It is literally a game.
That's not what Cass is talking about.
I mean, it is a game.
I'm not talking about the game. This, school, all of it, you being
Oh.
here. How much of this is a game to you?
Go and make a persuasion check.
Okay.
See if you get a real answer or a snarky one.
Gonna use inspiration for that one.
Okay.
Because I don't want the snarkiest of snarky answers.
Well, so there's the nat one.
Yep.
That was the nat one. I told you it's a night of gnats. That's a 10.
10?
Yeah.
Well, as much as it's entertaining to me. But if you're wondering if I'm taking it seriously, I am.
I do wonder that. What do you plan to do with this? You could be so much. You have skill, great potential.
Indeed.
I just can't help but feel like you're going in the wrong direction.
Well, that's not exactly surprising coming from you. From what I've heard, most of your team gets that same spiel. But,
Well, somebody in my team has to have the moral compass, something you severely lack.
oh, so that's why you're the one to talk to me. The arrogant one on both teams.
I'm sad Crow's not going to be alone in this. Give me the pop.
I suppose I probably do have more arrogance than I realize. You at least have come to terms with yours, but you...
My arrogance is a tool, just like the rapier on my hip. So is every insult, every jab, every act of snark. It's entertaining. But they're tools, weapons,
for manipulation.
for victory.
Victory at all costs is not worth it.
I'm not seeing a lot of costs.
Your type never do. And
You
Cass is
might
gonna
see
leave.
too much.
Maybe.
Guess we'll find out.
Cass is gonna leave.
He will walk off as well. Yeah, it's a because I very much doubt. Well, let's see. No, we'll see where it goes. So I won't give behind the scenes information on.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. But you do have, and at the very least, Crow is looking at Mackenzie's plans.
Oh, El's looking at them. He's looking at them.
Can he read
He
them?
He's
sees
looking,
it.
but he is not perceiving.
They exist in front of his face.
That's accurate.
What is this blurry thing here?
Is he just dyslexic? Or
No.
Is he just blind?
I
be
can't. It's maybe.
Both.
Think of all the headbutts he's had growing up.
So true.
Johnson around.
A little bit. A little bit.
So their basic plan is to have 2 offense, 2 defense, and 1 floater.
Okay.
One that is a essentially solid what are you giggling at?
Don't worry about it. It's toilet humor. 2-year-old. Yeah.
We were talking about sewers a little while ago.
We were.
A primary defense, which is stationed at the flag, and a secondary defense that is more patrolling their side in general. A floater team whose purpose is not to engage, but to keep track and direct the secondary defenders towards anyone attacking, and to join in only if the defending team is struggling or anything like that. But their priority is reconnaissance and saving strength if possible, because they'll also be the ones to chase down anyone who does grab the flag.
Yeah.
And then on offense, 2 teams that will be splitting up and essentially covering as much ground as possible.
Yep. Does it signify whose team is doing what?
It does.
Okay.
So the primary defense team is, let me find it. Also, their flag in the light lab.
Gotcha. So it is actually there
Yep.
Yep.
with Kari's team.
Not with Kakari's team.
No.
He is no longer stationed there.
They've changed plans.
Naira Team B. That's the one with led by Bodhi with Granite and the one that you tried to turn.
Yeah.
They are the primary defense team.
Okay.
They're stationed at the flag.
That was which team?
Naira Team B. Kakari's team, Sarada Team A, is the secondary defense that are patrolling. Kaio Team A are the floaters that are reconnaissance. And then Mackenzie's and Mackenzie's team and Moran Team B, which is Kievo's team, are the other.
Which one's Kiev?
Kievo is the Minotaur
Okay.
artificer
Okay.
that Eri and El met in their session 0. Yeah, so Moran Team A and B are both on offense. So,
Okay.
yep.
All my notes. What the heck? I can't find the notes.
I think upon coming back into the room, Cass would ask, "Are the plans real?"
They seem to be. He was not. He's doing this out of sheer arrogance that his plan is the most effective.
Not surprised.
Not out of It's still a mind game, but it's not a trick.
Y'all weren't the only ones getting fed up with how many layers there were. I'm not even talking about me, the DM. I'm talking about the characters.
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Perception or insight?
Perception.
7.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You're too focused on something.
Yeah,
You,
Cass
two,
is
you
a
two can
little
make one too if
perturbed.
you want.
Ari will make an perception check, you said?
Yep.
23.
Yeah. Is it higher? Kiera.
Huh?
Roll a d20.
I was writing notes. What am I rolling for? That's a 4.
What's your perception?
Perception?
Not high.
7.
It fits that Aries the only one that
Aries the
notices.
only
Yeah.
Elle's back in the kitchen preparing a new pot of tea. And now you can roll insight, since you were the only one that noticed.
Flat 20.
He doesn't seem perturbed by Mackenzie's visit. Not
Yeah.
anymore.
Crow's not
Yeah.
Ari
bothered
roll.
either. She's like, okay, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Cass is.
Ari kind of.
I feel like Cass is more perturbed at his words, not his
Oh,
visit.
yes. No, Cass was not bothered by the visit. Cass
Yeah.
is perturbed by his words.
Ari is very aware of mind games.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing Elle being unperturbed helps her to not overthink it. And she's just disregarding.
With a flat 20, unless Elle is attempting to disguise anything,
No, actually.
is it more than like? Is it a?
So Elle will
Yeah,
walk
you want to
over.
expand.
Yep. Elle is going to walk over to Cass and go, "Here, have another cup of tea."
Thanks.
You say he's playing mind games, right?
His words are his best weapon.
How do you win at the mind game?
making
Play
people
stupid.
overthink.
You don't play.
Oh,
So-
you're talking about how you beat a mind game. I
Yes.
understand.
The easiest way to win is just not to play.
Yeah.
Crow gets it. Don't play. Don't let him be able to use his weapons.
The more you play, the more entertaining it gets for him.
Why do you think I ignored him on the bridge?
Aware.
His type wants to get a reaction from you. Trust me, I know. Getting reactions are fun.
Still felt nice to punch him in the face.
And, you know, it also felt nice to watch him get punched in the face.
I did too.
But he loses if he does not get what he wants. And what he wants is to basically break you before the game has even begun.
So we need to keep a level head about us.
Yes, because I can't think for, anything. This is your guys' domain at this point. So
Focus on what we are doing rather than what he is doing. That is how we'll win.
Caspian words only affect you as much as you let them.
Oh, I'm thinking about what our strategy is.
Oh, good.
How much of the information we use and how much of it we don't.
I say, if we don't want to play his mind games, we disregard this map entirely. Throw it out the window.
I would not say that.
I want to use it.
I
If
think
it's real information, I don't think he's lying.
I doubt he is either. Our best bet is probably to do as we would normally do on our defensive side. But we double up on the light lab. We can get there fast, determine very quickly whether or not the beacon is there. And if it's not, we go back to what our ordinary plan would have been.
So
But we
would
double
have
up
to have
on
a quick
one-
moving scout. You
What?
send a familiar over there.
What if we try something else?
Like what?
No, it's a dumb idea.
No, what is it?
At least share it.
Well, we have the tunnels. Are there any that go up to the light lab?
Are there? I would doubt it, but
Well,
Go ahead and make.
especially if the light lab is a rather new
It is.
creation, or else the sewers are kind of an old thing.
Go ahead and roll me a D100.
That's That is a 15.
15. No. There was a possibility that there were some old sewers from the destroyed part that came out from the cliffs. Because the previous part of the town is built above where the light lab currently is, but none that would be accessible.
That's a 100 right there.
And you wasted it.
Shut up!
You two say in unison.
Because we're right.
Not hearing Not hearing any arguments from me.
I know.
So,
Can we use items given to us by the teachers?
I don't recall anything against it in the rooms.
it's not like they're helping us. We're just taking their tools. What do you have in mind, Shiv?
Invisibility. Might not be a bad idea. Some scrolls of greater invisibility would be pretty helpful.
True. If we can get one for the whole team. Mind you, some of us have armor. Aren't quite the stealthiest.
Sorry.
I can turn invisible for an hour so long as I don't hit anything.
So lesser.
Perhaps I can be bait instead of trying to be stealthy.
You would make good bait.
Thanks.
Sure.
So, what does Mackenzie expect us to do?
He expects us to follow this plan. Which area is going
Or
to...
he expects us to overthink it because we're insecure and we can't trust that things will work out our way.
Ari's gonna make...
Or
Would it be perception or investigation to look at the paper very closely?
Investigation.
Bardic Inspiration.
Alright.
We got one more.
I'm going to roll an inspiration.
Oh.
So we roll this one. Alright. This Bardic.
D8 twice.
there we go. That would be investigation.
8.
Nice.
So that's
27.
11 plus 8 is 19 plus 2 is 21. Nice.
21 and a 27. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for extra markings,
Yeah,
hidden things.
if
Hidden
I'm-
message where it's
If
like
I'm guessing, are you looking for like, oh, something was written here and then it was erased and then...
Yes, things like that. Or
I mean, there
like
are...
if there's like hidden notes,
Hidden
of
notes
saying like,
or-
yes, this is the real plan, but it's not clear as day. You have to
Or-
look underneath.
or anything that would turn this map into a listening device.
There is... Don't one of you have detect magic?
I
I used to.
No.
might. I do. I can cast that. So
too?
I'll cast it. If
That's
Barry
a
points that
surefire way
out.
to know.
Yeah.
So I'll cast it.
Nothing magical about it.
Cool.
As you cast detect magic,
Uh-oh.
you do notice that there's this very faint glow coming from the back of Aries' neck.
Cass is going to take note of that.
And detect magic does give you the school, right?
I think it does. Yes, the School of Any Magic, if any.
Divination.
Okay.
No? I thought it was divination.
You may have been told that.
There's some divination magic there, but you also sense a large degree of enchantment.
On her or the mark?
The mark.
Okay. Cass is going to just very, very
It's
subtly
very
tuck
small.
that
It's
away.
like about the size of a quarter.
He is.
Does Elle notice anything with a 23 on insight?
You see him surprised. Briefly. Go ahead and make a
Is he
deception check.
looking at the
If you're
map
trying
at this
to-
point?
Yeah, that's not enough for a
Because
deception.
Aries like
you roll?
bent, kind of bent over
That was a 4 on the die.
the map,
I'd
so
have
her
to roll real high
neck
for
is
that.
slightly exposed.
Guess what is it? Do you see something wrong with the map?
No, it's blank. There's nothing.
Then, so what is it? What's the problem? Caspian, share whatever it is so that we can, beat him properly.
There's nothing. I'm serious, Al. There's nothing with the map.
I would say with your insight check, you know that he's being truthful.
So what is there an issue with? If there's nothing with the map.
The way that the magic appears, it's almost like a target where there's a small spot that is giving just divination magic, but then a large ring around it that is giving enchantment.
Al, why don't you and I take a walk? And
Okay.
Cass is going to leave the room. Like, go out through the...
I'll be right back.
He's gonna go to the bottom of the tower.
Are you going to the, like,
He's just going to, like...
foyer? Or
Yeah, he's just going to, like, the bottom.
Because you can get out to the, like, meadow.
Oh, okay,
To
cool.
because all the towers lead out into the field.
Oh, okay, cool. And Cass will
If
do that.
you want to go all the way down there. Both of you roll me a perception check. And while they're doing that, as you finish investigating,
That makes sense.
there are a number of, like, this is obviously the thing that they were, this is the actual map that they were using to, because as they went through, like, different variants of the plan, and then they would move things around. But as far as you can tell, like, this was not prepared to give to you.
Yep.
This was their map that they were using that Mackenzie grabbed and put on your table. As far as you can tell with all of your
Hidden
investigative,
secrets.
no false,
This is
no
straight to
false
the
things, nothing like that.
Yeah. This is the
Interesting.
plan. Front and center.
And
those we will.
as for y'all, any
That was a 1.
natural one?
Yeah,
Had it?
Cass is not worried about perceiving anything right now.
5.
Great. Cool. So, field. Absolutely fantastic.
What were we supposed to see?
Where's Aries here with a 24?
You're not there.
Oh, gosh. Alright, so Cass is going to just, like, walk out into the field a little bit, turn around, and wait for Elle to follow. And as soon as Elle comes through the door...
Elle is kind of walking like he just got called to the boss's office, and it's like,
Am I in trouble?
did I do something wrong?
Hey, can you hop on a call real quick?
Yeah, right.
What is HR doing here?
The team's call message, or the sound is playing right now. Oh wait, that's scary.
Elle, you have an incredible knack for sticking your nose into literally everything.
What are you talking about? We're prepping for the
Pause.
game.
Cass?
Yes! Yes!
I just needed to point that out. Continue.
We did just have a character point on his arrogance. So.
We did.
Yes. I was proud of that
But
line too.
I'm confused. We're supposed to be like prepping for the game, and you
Yes.
saw something and you wouldn't tell us.
Yes, and I gave you the honest answer about that. You keep prying.
Yes, because we're prepping for the game to beat this guy.
And I told you, I was honest. There's nothing about that map.
So what is it?
That's the thing. I need you to start picking up on some social cues. If somebody repeatedly, after being asked what something is, doesn't respond, perhaps that means they don't want to talk about it or can't talk about it. I don't even know what it is that I'm supposed to talk about, so I can't talk about it yet. All I'm asking...
What are you talking about?
Exactly. I have no idea.
What did you see and where?
It's not. This is the thing. I can't say because it's not mine to talk about. I'm going to have to figure it out, and when I do, I will let you know.
So you're gonna do this all by yourself again?
Yes, because it has to do with somebody's privacy.
Because you're so careful about people's privacy like me.
Ha! He's got a point.
So who's Rose?
Yeah.
I'm not saying
None of us have been good about that.
Aries great about it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, I'm trying to be considerate. I haven't always been good about that in the past.
What's the big deal?
Ask Eri what the mark on the back of her neck is. In private.
Huh?
You want to know?
What mark?
Ask her.
I haven't seen a mark.
I did.
Just now?
Yes. You wanted to know what you were prying about? That's what you were prying about. I have no idea what it is. I wanted to try and keep it private so I could talk to her about it first.
How did you see the mark? If I don't, I'm confused.
Magic. It's a magic mark. When I used detect magic on the map, I saw that. That's what I was surprised about. Are you happy?
So you saw a magical mark on Eddie.
Yes, I did. I don't know what it is.
Is it like the tattoos on grave?
Well, it's not a tattoo, so I don't know. Maybe I haven't used detect magic on his tattoos. I'm probably something. It was an enchantment. I don't know, Elle. See, this is why I didn't want to say anything. Because now you're suspicious about who knows what. You have no information. I was going to try and give you some information about it when I had it, after I talked to Eri. But you pushed too quickly.
What is enchantment magic?
Oh my gods.
You're a bard of
Make an arcana check.
creation.
I just did. 3.
I would say
That's why.
specifically as a bard.
It's not what is enchantment, but it's like what kind of enchantment.
Let's be clear about what is the technical definition of this category.
Yes.
You have an idea, but you're just like, I'm just gonna make sure I know.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah.
If you would like to make a Arcana check to give a technical answer, you can.
That's a
16.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. Enchantment magic is probably the second most controversial school of magic. Second only to necromancy.
I was gonna say blood magic, but okay.
Blood magic isn't a school.
Okay, yeah.
You can have, coercion. It has some overlap with illusion magic. But charm person, hold person, I believe is enchantment. It affects the mind and your control over yourself. In broad strokes.
Oh, you're lucky.
What'd you roll for?
You'll never know. You're not here.
Try a wisdom check.
So I don't see a mark, so I don't know what to look for. You can make an insight check if you want.
Do you need to with that expression?
Nope. Is it higher than a 2?
Yes.
Okay. Elle is a little frightened at the moment and very concerned, and is pretending like he has no idea what you're talking about.
Elle.
You've, to my knowledge, never seen the mark.
Correct. But Elle's not stupid.
That is fair.
He's stupid, but he's not stupid.
He's
Yeah.
he's
selectively
dumb, but he's not stupid.
Guess who Elle has met before? Mm-hmm. Only other person here who has met him.
Elle.
Besides Ari. What?
Ari has a lot of secrets.
Mm-hmm.
That became abundantly clear.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that anymore. I know it's okay.
You changed your tune fast.
What? We're playing a game. We have a game to play.
Elle, I need you to understand. I wanted to keep this from you because I didn't
Keep
want
what?
you to worry telling you about it.
That's somewhat what it looks like.
Ah.
Yeah.
I have made mistakes in the past researching into people's private things. I'm trying not to make that mistake again, which is why I didn't want to tell you. So, I know I said, ask Ari.
No.
Okay.
Elle gets very serious. Do not speak of this again.
I won't if you won't.
Caspian, I mean it.
Yes, so do I. So we're on
I'm
the
gonna
same
say
page.
Make an insight check.
24.
There is a level of severity you've only seen maybe once or twice. Specifically, when
Cass is getting Rose vibes.
when Rose was talked about, and I think when Polemos walked in, and you
Yes.
had to help Dio.
Yeah.
Was the
Those are
only
the only
time you've seen that. You've heard that tone and seen that expression.
Basically, all that does is give Cass information of, oh, you have an inkling of what this is about, and you know it's bad. Cool. We hold on to this.
This is the
But we
helpful
don't-
information.
Yes.
And we saw nothing, so no one overheard this. Right? Right, Trey? Trey?
I'm gonna increase the DC, but allow a second check.
All right.
God, if I've ever needed a nat 20, it's literally right now.
It's not a nat 20, but it's close.
Nope.
This was perception.
Yep.
Flat 20.
Flat 20 is enough.
Got a 19, dang it.
Yeah, with no one's listening in. But in the shadow of one of the bridges, because the field kind of all the towers are stationed, and their bases go into the field, and so where they connect to the main body of the school, the bridges, there's the shadows coming down. And as you're kind of walking back towards, because I feel like you've probably been walking and talking the whole time.
Actually, yeah, Cass probably wouldn't walk too far before turning to talk to Elle.
That's fair.
Probably talking
Yeah.
the hallway.
We've definitely stopped at this point.
We're outside.
Yeah.
But my point is, as you make your way back, because the portal basically leads not right outside, but very close to it. Something catches your eye in the grass, in the shade of one of the bridges.
Cass is gonna walk toward it, and
You just see what is now a dull red. But you've seen enough battle to know immediately that this is blood.
Elle,
What? Why?
come here.
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Yeah. I assume to see how old it is.
Metagen? It's only a +1. 14.
14. It's not fresh.
Okay.
It's probably weeks old.
Okay.
The only reason that it hasn't been cleaned by rain or anything else is because of
Where it's positioned.
where it's situated. Yeah, because it's given shade by both the bridge and the tall buildings around. It's likely there was more. But yeah.
I thought we were going back in.
We might. Take a look at this.
We'll look down.
Oh yeah, as soon as he points it out, especially with the 19, as soon as it's pointed
Okay.
out, you're able to see it.
That's weird.
Do you remember how the school was attacked not too long ago? Is there a trail of blood
14.
that I can see, or like any sort of trail I can follow where this might have been leading toward?
I would say this would be an investigation.
Investigation. Okay.
Because
Inspire
you are
the,
essentially doing like
Do you have any left?
I got one left.
like crime scene forensics. That's the word, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Investigation 15.
15. No trail. Combination of, and I will say make one more medicine check. And,
Okay.
Because that might help as well.
Can I help him this time since I'm there?
You can try and help.
Do you roll high?
No.
Oh, okay.
The opposite. I have rolled 3 and 3.
12. You get help.
12 help. So
Advantage.
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah.
That's good.
Don't mind.
That's still better.
Heh.
That's a 2 on the die. Oh, +1, so 3.
Decent.
How's that better? We won't
Because I rolled a 1. That's right. I got 3 nat 20s and 3 nat 1s.
Okay. So
Cass will realize he can't tell. And then.
here's what I will say.
Okay.
There is no motion to, like, there's no, like, there's the thing, if you can see like blood droplets, how like
The way they
stretched
splatter
are,
and
you
stuff,
can
yeah.
tell you how fast someone's going. This is most likely someone laying or standing there
Yeah.
bleeding is your best guess. Yeah.
Oh. Would you run in real quick and get the girls?
And not the grave?
Probably Grave too.
I'll go get all three of them. Elle will run inside, first get the girls, and then go and get Grave and explain to him what's going on.
I'm gonna have just make a general wisdom check.
7.
I'm going to let you decide how distracted Elle is by this from what he and Caspian were talking about as he goes and he meets eyes with Aerie for the first time since that conversation.
Is everything okay?
Fine! We need to go get Grave.
Insight check.
For what?
Caspian found some blood outside in a place it should not be.
People fight.
Oh my gosh, of course. The one who doesn't bleed anymore would have that.
She still bleeds.
I'm just better at not getting hit, like the rest of you.
She just doesn't have a pulse.
You're about as good as not
Despite
getting
your
hit
best
as
efforts.
you're as good as not getting hit as you are as hitting. So, hush.
Do you want to test that? What's the big deal, though? What are we looking at?
Remember how the school was attacked?
And a notable thing, combat training doesn't ever happen in the field.
Yeah.
There
Cass
are,
is assuming that if there's still blood, that means because it hasn't been cleaned, it has been missed
exactly.
in the
Yeah,
investigation.
combat training happens.
Yeah.
There are sparring arenas. There's the arena in the center. There are no combat play, like even like friendly spars. You're not
You're not permitted to
supposed
do
to.
that
Like,
outside. Yeah.
would you get in trouble for doing it?
if somebody got severely hurt, probably.
Yeah,
But if
but
it's
it's
like you catch him in the act, it's like, okay,
It's not
you guys
like
are okay.
forbidden.
Yeah. It's frowned upon.
And there are specific places for it, and that is definitely not one of them.
Yes.
If this is related to the break-in, we should inform the headmaster.
I would like to talk to Gray first and get his adult opinion.
Medical
guess.
opinion. Medical opinion.
Yes, that too.
Headmaster is also an adult, but I see your point.
An adult I like.
Fair. No, I respect it. I respect the honesty.
And an adult who likes you.
Yes. Headmaster does not like me.
Who does he?
Oh.
Whatever gave you that
Sure
impression?
he doesn't smile on anybody.
We
You've
couldn't
literally
tell.
never seen his face.
Ari has.
Vibe check.
Yes.
She saw his face.
She's seen an image of his.
No, there was a
He
moment where
had his mask
they
off.
met in the
That's
office.
right, very
Yeah.
briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, sure, no more mystery and all that. I'm just gonna take my mask off and be like, hey. And then be like, this is normal.
So,
Goes to Grave.
yeah.
Doesn't look at Ari again.
Grave is in his
Everyone
office.
18 on insight.
It's okay, I'm rolling this with disadvantage.
Okay.
Because what would this be? Performance? Deception?
Deception.
Okay.
You are trying to
Which you have
hide.
a very high modifier.
You rolled a what?
18.
Barely.
17.
What was your first roll?
17 on
like
a 9.
Like a 25.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, yes.
Our team is so good.
what's wrong?
Yeah, and you're going to the office of the man who just rolled a 31.
Bro,
Yeah.
we'll go get him.
Ari is accompanying. Ari is like following Elle out.
Grave is sitting at his desk. Oh. Hello?
Hi, Caspian and I may have found something bad. So we wanted a faculty member to come look at it.
I see. Out of curiosity, how long does detect magic last?
I think it's an hour.
It's either an hour or 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Concentration.
That conversation wasn't 10 minutes.
No, it was not.
So, as a minor note, based on as Grave immediately joins, you do see that his tattoos glow. But it's
Very different.
very different. Like his tattoos are all very different from each other. Each one is like a different school of magic. But they have a very it's
Unique?
because
one?
of the way that it's magic inscribed onto the skin. It's like the texture is different.
Okay.
Like a magic item will just glow. A magical tattoo, it's like it's almost like woven.
Okay.
What you saw in Ari was more jagged,
Interesting.
which your initial thought goes to scar.
I have a different word in mind, but I'll hang on to that for right now.
But yeah, that's just something you notice.
Yep. Gas is tucking away information here. He's beginning to learn. I can't do anything with the information I learned, but I can learn the information.
You know that's Ari's whole life.
People get upset when Cass does things.
I just have the image of there's no reason it would actually happen, but of ducking back into the y'all's dorm and Grave just putting a hand on Crow's head. Come on.
She followed.
Yeah. Maybe she was like waiting like in the
Waiting at the
little
door.
alcove from the portal to the outside at the bottom of the tower. And so as they walk out, he just goes, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just really wanted that to happen.
They probably do that all the time.
Yup. So what exactly did you find? Is someone hurt?
And as they're walking over to Cass will just kind of
point toward the wall. I don't believe that would have been found in the investigation following the break-in, or would have been cleaned up. Does appear to be a little bit old.
Especially since I don't recall any information about anything happening outside.
I mean, it could have been someone getting injured inside and leaving outside, leaning against the wall, perhaps.
Getting
no
out here
trail.
is... A trail could have been...
Trail could have been cleaned up and the spot just missed.
even by the natural elements. He will make a survival check.
Can I help him?
I was gonna ask if Eric can help him as well.
Investigation?
I'll let
One
Eric
of you
help.
help with the investigation check, so one of you help with the survival.
I'll help with survival.
I'll help with the investigation.
He gets help.
You also get help, barely.
Roll the same number.
Me too. 26.
26. He got an 18, which is not bad considering he rolled 2 7s.
Hey, that's what Eric rolled. 7 plus 4.
So with the investigation, you are able to confirm what Caspian noted of there's no motion to it. And with Grave, he's essentially this 18 on survival. Yes, there's no motion to it, and it looks like there was more here that's been washed away since.
You say someone's just sitting here bleeding out.
If somebody was, they might not have gotten very far.
There is something I can do. All right.
Could you scry on the individual? Using this blood?
Potentially, I wouldn't. Even then, I would need to be familiar with who they are. But what I can do. And he is going to use a piety ability.
Grim psychometry?
Not grim psychometry, but psychometry.
Nice. Oh
Okay,
man,
that's a throwback.
that is
Holy cow!
That was such a useful.
What
Wow.
is
The history
Niche,
of an
but
object.
Yeah.
it allows you to look into the memory or history of inanimate objects.
I like it.
I'm probably going to limit the scope from what it was back when Einar used it.
Might have
fine.
been a teensy bit broken.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, in certain circumstances. So what I'm going to say is, like, he doesn't get, like, a third-person view, but he can get glimpses as he touches the stone and the... Because there's some in the grass and there's some still on the stonework. And he touches it, and there's a kind of a feeling of a sudden breeze that just kind of moves through the area as this innate divine magic is cast. I only saw flashes, but it looked like there was some internal conflict.
Internal conflict.
This wound was not done by any member of the faculty.
Ah, I see.
People fighting each other.
It appears to be the case.
Why?
They're bad guys. Bad guys do bad things. Like kill one another, which is good for us.
But why here?
Don't know. They didn't die, though.
You didn't recognize their faces.
I didn't see any faces. I got the perspective of the blood. Or the stone. Those things don't have eyes, per se.
So there's no way to know which way they went.
I don't know what happened after this. I saw a fight, and then the same person who inflicted the wound watched as another one dressed it. So it did not appear to be an intent to kill.
What did the one who inflicted the wound look like?
Well, he said he didn't see
Mostly a
faces.
silhouette. Shorter. Spiky hair. But that's about it. It's been a while since I've used that.
You can't identify, like, whose blood this is.
Not easily.
Did they say that one person got away?
From what I've heard.
Wonder who it was then.
Perhaps if this member was left outside for some reason, they would not have been captured by the headmaster with the rest.
Do you have an inkling for what they were going after? It was not the souls.
Alright, I'm going to try and get a closer look. And he's going to do directly the blood this time to try and retroactively trace the steps of whoever it belonged to.
Interesting.
In the meantime, Cass is going to start poking around looking for, like, paths that they could have come up or gone down from.
Survival check.
I guess so. Or investigation.
Yeah, I'll say survival.
Okay.
Does each person's blood have a unique taste? Like a fingerprint, but blood taste.
A certain degree, but
For first year investigation doesn't succeed at tasted.
here's what I'm
Right,
going to
vampire.
say. I'm going to have you roll a D100.
Sure.
And on a 90 or higher,
82.
yeah,
I don't expect that to work.
a good thought, and
It's
Crow
just
might
looking
try
for an
it
excuse
anyway.
to taste forbidden materials.
So,
Oh, that's how diseases are spread.
Technically, I'm resistant to disease.
Alright, then. Never mind.
so Grave is going to make a spellcasting check.
Grave can heal diseases. I've seen him do it.
I will say this is going to be a difficult DC.
Okay.
If anyone has a way of helping,
I'd have 2 inspirations left. Or
to know.
Emotional support.
What check is he making?
This is pure magic on his part. I was mostly talking about bardic inspiration, but I think you're
Nope,
right.
I'm out.
Got it.
All gone.
No guidance from anyone.
Nope.
I'm gonna
That's-
work on that.
Are you taking
Okay.
that?
Probably.
So 23.
It's better than last time.
You can if you want to, though.
I will say that is not enough.
Okay, inspiration. I
Okay,
have 1 left.
Alright.
I have 2, now 1 left.
that is lower.
Alright, you can take one of mine.
All right.
We're like, we need this. We need the side mission.
Okay.
Side quest, side quest,
That is a 28. As you kind of see his eyes open, and they are just this, like, almost like bone white. No irises or anything else, as he didn't take anything. He was rummaging around the headmaster's office.
What was he wearing?
I don't know. It's
Khakis.
His name was Jake.
From State Farm. What are you wearing,
Jake from State Farm. Khakis.
She sounds hideous. Well, she's a guy, so.
About that.
You're welcome.
I only get what amounts to new information. Exited quickly, looked towards sounds of fighting, but continued walking, running really. Arrived through the same door, or exited through the same door we just did. Was confronted by a larger person. Massive. Long hair. They fought, argued about something, started actually fighting. And then someone else stepped in and stabbed him in the back. Literally.
That's not fair play.
They sat him down against the wall and dressed the wound, and that's when the blood left the body, and that's about all I've got.
Interesting.
That could still taste the blood, in case it helps.
And you still didn't get a good look at any of their faces.
It's not exactly what that's for. Blood, again, doesn't really have eyes.
But would you could you scry on that individual now that you're familiar with them?
You have some history with
And
them now.
use
You've
their
been with
blood
them through a
as a
lot.
focus. I know that strengthens it.
Well, I
Probably really
didn't exactly
strong.
see.
Emotional moment in their past, so that's a bonding moment.
He just kind of pats you on the head.
I'm tired.
I could try on the one that he was fighting. I didn't get a good look, but enough to have an image in mind.
Okay, so why would they want information? Like, why is this important right now?
The
Like, it's-
master has lots of secrets.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know what this, could potentially be, but when I see a table filled with people who obviously exist for the purpose of a side quest, I generally don't walk away from that table.
Is that
Table?
bulking the fourth wall a little bit?
Just a little bit. Love you, Will, but it's pretty obvious.
I see.
I don't.
There
You
was
didn't
a.
watch
There was a.
wait, no, that's not-
that wasn't. That was.
That's
That was like
No,
session
we-
3.
yeah, that's right.
We referenced it. We didn't actually get to see it happen.
That's
there was
unfortunate.
a.
Outsiders?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Early outsiders. There was
the
a.
Rangers.
No.
No.
This was like a
the
quest
magic
item.
shop, Raven and Griffins,
Oh.
where there was a bracelet
yeah.
connected to that was explicitly like a sacred item to the Fey lieutenant
that they went back and got.
emissary that Riss served. He just looked at it, went, "Cool,"
Side quest item.
and completely moved on.
Yep. And they went back and got it later.
That's so funny.
Yeah, after it was irrelevant.
After the dude was already dead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was already dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Rip.
It was something
So
else.
you're saying we shouldn't drop the side quest before someone dies?
Whenever we drop side quests, somebody dies.
Alright, give me a
So
second.
maybe we should rummage through Headmaster stuff to see what he's looking for.
No, that is a terrible idea.
I see the cogs turning in your head. Don't. Please. Please, I'm begging you, Crow, please.
Right, it's
Okay,
second
this is
hand
kind of funny with Vic.
with no connection. So the person has a +5 to the save. Still a DC 19. So it's basically a DC 14 because Grave doesn't actually know them. Okay. Someone look at this die.
I can't see it.
We're all like, oh, we gotta see it.
That is
14.
a 14 on the die.
Okay.
+5 is the
19.
19.
Meets.
It meets.
Yep.
Which means the person would not be able to be scryed on.
But they have a negative.
Except that they have a -1 to his.
Oh my god! Oh, this is beautiful.
This is the person that whoever was bleeding was fighting with.
Okay.
Absolute
big one.
poetry.
Yep.
Oh, it's not family, and that's all I care about.
That's what I was afraid of.
He's like that.
Yeah, Grave pulls out a.
Did we go back to his office, or are we just doing
Yeah,
this
no,
on-
because that's where he would have the spell component.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
So
he
we go
would
back.
because it requires a fairly
So we're just
expensive
hanging out in his
mirror.
office.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
He's the only one that can see the image. But there they are. Large fellow. Appears to be in prison. So I think it's safe to say he's one of the ones that the headmaster captured and handed over to Almasatar.
Oh, Massatar. That's out of the way.
Well, my initial guess would be that a standing bounty.
I think Cass got some of that information from Adi.
Yeah.
Is that the wolf?
Believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do they
I can't
look
remember
like?
what.
Large, long, blonde hair, very spiked and unkempt. What almost looks like a muzzle.
Scars.
More than I care to count.
Crow gets up and starts walking around the room.
Cass is
Insight
going to
check.
immediately, yep.
Yeah, okay.
No, I need an inspiration.
14.
23.
Yeah, Crow's
33.
thrown off.
I was thinking this as we walked out of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, is this someone the Crow knows?
A criminal.
The moment
That
he
sounds
said
like
somebody
typecasting,
big,
but you're not wrong.
I know!
the moment he started to like describe the silhouettes, I was like, oh, I have an idea.
Well, I heard
I know.
backstab and immediately thought Crow's party, but you know.
Hey, hold on. Crow's taken aback by
I'm gonna
this.
say,
No,
I
that
have an
guy.
image in my mind of a picture that you've drawn.
What?
Do you wanna?
No!
You guys have seen him before.
Yeah. Ha ha ha.
Uh-oh.
Can I find him?
That was accidental.
You said a very large man with a bunch of scars.
Mm-hmm.
That dude.
Yeah.
And Crow's a little kid, just vibing with that dude. Just
Yep.
hanging
Why does he
out.
look like a Super Saiyan?
You know,
Is he same? Was it Sianda? What is it? The same?
Yeah.
Race.
Shifter?
Well,
No.
he wasn't a shifter, was he?
No, Sianda was. I think Sianda was human. He was just a druid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I swear he was like a big bear-like dude
Oh,
or
well.
something.
We don't
No,
know.
no, Siano was,
Like
he
Baylor?
was a massive dude, but he was just human.
Okay.
He's just a really big human who could turn into
Okay.
Bear.
animals.
I have perceived him improperly the entire time.
It happened.
I definitely had a different version in my head.
Well, hey, you
It's
know.
only been like 5 years.
Yeah, better late than never.
Yep. But you know, hyena, as he's called.
That's the hair.
You do see, the Grave does describe slightly pointed ears. As he is a half elf.
Oh, that big boy's a half elf. Oh my gosh! What's the other half, Goliath?
Maybe.
He's big, whatever it is.
Yep.
Crow, you know this person?
Crow is currently just standing by the
Okay,
window.
she's over there now.
It's not that big of a room. You can talk with her from across the room.
That's what he's doing.
Okay.
Except he's gonna walk right up next to her. Just because it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He's... Crow.
What were they doing here?
Apparently they were rummaging around in the headmaster's office. Weird place to go after, their trip to hell. Or whatever it was.
Grave.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Come here. And Grave is just going to stand up. And as Crow comes forward, he's just going to hug her.
She'll try to resist. I don't.
Just for a moment. Breathe.
Elmo sent for the group hug.
She will strongly resist.
Terry does not engage.
Grave. Give me a moment to make sure. No, quite the opposite. As you approach, Grave is going to cast Hold Person.
No!
Respecting Crow's boundaries, it's appreciated.
Go ahead and make a wisdom save.
It is a wisdom. Yeah.
Yep.
I am assuming a 16 fails.
It does.
Yeah.
As you go, Grave kind of just looks with Crow just kind of stiff but
Cass will
breathing,
get up, pick up L, and just place him off to the side.
and he'll release the spell.
Oh, I thought we were going for a group hug. Sorry.
No, that's not Crow style.
Do you want the hug?
After Grave feels Crow kind of just release the breath and the tension, at least for a moment. I don't know. We only know one of them.
And you think Orion wasn't there?
I'm not saying that we do or don't. I'm just saying we don't know. That he was or wasn't. I'm just saying we don't know. From what you've told me, it's not like it would be unlike Hyena to, I don't know, take a job with someone.
The whole team was together.
That is true.
Cersei said she interacted with them. I can't remember what number she mentioned, but it sounds like pretty much the whole crowd was there.
Cass is gonna make a history check
Go
to
for it.
remember which names she told him.
She mentioned like 2.
She did. History 18. I think it was Orion's lady friend.
Atlas,
Yes, Atlas was one of them. I think the other one was Hyena.
I believe it was.
So
Yeah. I was gonna say, because I didn't remember, so I was like, you can roll high, but I don't necessarily know the answer.
I just needed you to confirm the names.
But those sound accurate.
Okay.
Those are the ones that were mentioned.
So
Okay.
it wasn't just Orion who came back then.
I know which bodies I buried and which ones I didn't.
There were members of the clan that survived for one reason or another. had a friend that was immune to poison damage. A few of them were. Thankfully unaffected, though. There are other methods someone could have possibly survived it. Orion was significant because, as Crow said, we did bury him. But
They're just turning their backs on him now. Is that what's happening?
We don't know that it was Orion's blood. It did seem to be a leader, but we don't know.
I don't know who else could take that place.
Listen. I am here for you. You know I am. But there's also nothing that can be done at this moment. Do you know what the purpose of this game is that you're all preparing for?
It's essentially a drill, isn't it?
Strategy. Cooperation.
To a degree. And those aren't all true aspects. But if it were just a team building exercise, there are much more regimented things that are not student run. It's a game for a reason. Because at the end of the day, you are all still children. At least in comparison to most of the faculty.
Well,
Most of? What's the youngest member?
Grave likes to cover his bases more than having someone specific in mind.
Yeah, that's fair.
Grave might be one of the younger ones.
I mean, technically,
That's
we do
fair.
have elves who are much older than
Yeah.
some staff.
Yeah.
Which is why he's making
Age is
a more general
complicated.
statement. While you are training and dealing with a lot, we don't want dedicating your lives to others to require sacrificing some of the things that adolescents should come with. So, the curriculum mandated game. It's not perfect, but the heart is there. All that to say, Crow, I promise we will look into this, and I will help you however I can. But for now, let's focus on this, on what's in front of us, and we will deal with that when we are able to.
Okay.
Now, I may not be participating, but I do hope that you win.
So do I. Somebody needs to put Mackenzie in his place.
Yeah, so let's just forget about this for now. We'll come back to it later.
You don't need to forget about it, but focus on something that you can do something about. Like kicking Mackenzie's ass.
I'll kick anyone's ass.
I know you will.
What? We're moving.
you're very good at kicking ass.
Thanks. I'd say the same
That
for
might
you.
be the most genuine compliment that Crow could receive. I heard the hesitation of, oh.
The rest of you still need to prove it to me.
Speaking of,
I do believe I did beat you.
It is a bad day.
We can go again if you want.
When did you two fight?
We're
I'm a house.
moving. And Girl walks out of the room,
We're still lost.
grabs Cass's shoulder as she passes to drag him along. So they can't have conversation after she leaves the room.
That's fair. That's fair.
So,
Can I have Ari make a general intelligence check to try and put the pieces together of what Ella's weird about?
okay.
Putting it together of,
I will
Cast
say
probably casts
make
detect magic.
Make a general intelligence check. It is a high DC. I'm gonna say it's a 20 DC.
That's not that high for her.
It's really
well,
not.
general
For
intelligence,
intelligence?
I would need to roll a nat 20.
You
Oh,
do
wow.
Or no, an 18.
an 18. Yeah, but that will allow you to figure out, connect all the dots of detect magic. Looked at me. Elle looked at him, and follow that train.
Nope. Almost. That was a 4. So a total of 6.
I think it would technically be an investigation check,
Okay.
so you would have advantage. I'm just trying to be fair.
This is 17 on the die.
19.
So 19.
You kind of have a thought, but dismiss it.
It's upsetting.
Mostly because there's so much else also happening.
Yeah.
She's upset about it too.
Yeah, well, get over it. You're an infant. What are you gonna do? Yeah, that's not. I would love that.
Please.
Grave. Quick question.
Yes.
Are you allowed to? Are we allowed to use certain items during the game?
I don't see any reason why not.
Great. Spell scrolls.
I can't make them.
Oh, you can't.
Well, I can't make them easily.
What do you need?
Give us some?
Time?
Time, money.
Yes.
Take like a week for each one.
Time. What time do you think we have?
Yeah,
Time. There's no time for time.
it takes like a week per spell level.
Oh, okay.
So a greater
I remember
invisibility,
doing
that's
that.
what, like level
That's
4?
four.
That would take like a month to make.
Oh, that's why. I think because abjuration wizards made them faster.
Wizards specifically are... The fact that anyone other than a wizard can make a spell scroll is entirely homebrew. So,
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
it's not...
It's not against the rules, but
Spell
wizards
scrolls
have
are
it
associated
built
with wizards primarily.
Okay.
So,
Well,
in. I take it you don't have any on hand.
none that I think would be particularly useful.
I don't really want to beat Mackenzie. I don't really care. It's kind of aggravating. I know what you said about the whole. Where are the other two? Did they leave? Okay, they left.
Yes, they might.
Okay. I don't know. My brain hurts.
I understand that. My advice, if I may, just have fun. You're not being graded on this. The worst that can happen is a team that's already going to be assholes to you continues being assholes to you.
I do not care about Mackenzie and his team.
Exactly.
At all.
So,
They're foolish, actually. So, and I feel kind of bad for him.
that's a conversation for another time.
It is. After we beat him. But,
I hope you do.
do you have any spare tattoos?
No. Not for this. We've already had our discussion.
What if I said please?
You could say the nicest please I'd ever heard, and the answer would still be no. It does not matter how physically attractive the please is. Pretty please?
My mind went somewhere else entirely. I was like, what is Grave asking for?
It's a common saying!
It is. It's just
It was worded in a way that did not compute with my brain.
Attractive has a certain connotation to
It does. But I get it, and I give him as being the correct one in this. I concede.
I appreciate that.
I concede. My head was definitely in the gutter.
Yep. Get out of there.
I know you're
I know y'all making plans to go in the sewers, but you're not there yet.
I'm just trying to get in the mood.
Mine's already there.
Then do you have any recommendations? I guess.
Cool.
Yes, I'm not very
Did you ever have any friendly competitions with your father?
all the time.
Great. This is one of those.
Oh,
Like when you were playing chicken. Slightly more regimented rules to make sure that it's fair, but
yeah. Oh, I've got an idea. We should go talk to the others. My tea party! And El will run out.
you'd never sent the invites.
Never sent the invite.
It's probably a good thing because otherwise they'd show up and we weren't there.
I know.
All right. So
Great.
the final thing we'll do. Oh,
No, Ari has-
we'll do this first. Yes.
Would you consider
You already said no to the tattoos.
bringing Crow to Almasatara to see her friend?
I mean, of course. Though if I'm honest, I'm not certain how much good that would do. Hyena is someone that she has not seen, but her emotions are wrapped up with Orion primarily. And if she is correct that he was the one who was injured, it seems likely that Orion is the one that escaped.
Well, it still might be nice for her to see her friend.
That is absolutely true. And if she wishes it, there's a midterm break, or a weekend, or whatever else. I would be more than happy to, of course.
It's important for her to see her family again.
I agree.
I will go help Elle, I guess, prepare for something he has planned.
Have fun.
I will do my best.
You don't have to try to have fun.
That doesn't make any sense, though.
You go do you. Whatever works best.
What happens if it's too clear?
Before
Apparently that's not okay.
Before Elle and Ari come back to the room, Cass is gonna real quick just make Crow a little thing of coffee and just like give it to her.
Because he does know how she takes it.
He does. He's just gonna real quick offer.
Are you getting at something?
I just wanted to say that, well, I know you would never take me up on the offer. If you need anything, let me know.
I mean, there's good coffee, so I'll take that. She will accept it.
And Cass will return to his room.
And then Elle comes barging in.
Caspian, I need your help.
Oh my!
Open your door. Quick.
What in?
I could count
Y'all,
3
it's like
seconds of
noon.
silence.
Cass isn't retiring for the night. He was just gonna try and get a little bit of like him
nap.
time.
Well, now, no,
No, not even a
Caspian.
nap. He just wanted to have some time alone for a
Personal
second
space.
after all of this. What?
We didn't send the invitations.
For what?
The get together with the teams to talk about the mock thing
Elle,
fight.
what time is it?
Noon.
Okay, so how many hours are left in the day? Oh my god, it's 12! You have time! You don't need to rush! Oh my.
But then they can't go and they can't prepare themselves. They can't, go get things done during the day that they had planned. They can't, go get clothes if some of the girls want to.
Well, here's the best thing you can do. Now that you realize that that's something you have to do, just go do it. Just right now.
I'm asking for your help. Can you help your teammate?
Crow walks into her room to avoid being employed as well.
Harry
Elle would
follows-
ask you.
Harry follows Crow.
Sure.
Cass will help L
For
round
the
up
sake
all
of it,
the
make a
people.
persuasion check.
Oh, okay.
Just to see how happy to be there everyone is.
19.
18.
Yeah, people are. It's like you didn't have to drag anyone kicking and screaming.
Good, except for Crow.
Yeah,
We offered tea and cupcakes.
and so the final thing we will do before ending the session is where are you placing people, and
All right.
which teams are going where.
Let's see. I gotta pull up the list again because I apparently can't have
We
multiple
have
things up at
multiple
once.
different flag spots to pick from, but we only have 5 teams.
All right.
And we might want 1 or 2
So,
teams on offense.
This little elbow here, next to southwest of the riverbed, that little elbow corner. I think the flag should go in that street.
Okay. So like a nondescript house, so that it's not
up
like super
towards
obvious.
the back, so almost directly west of the riverbed.
Don't forget to put the map on screen.
That would be a good idea for me to do.
Yep.
I did make it the
I'm just-
thumbnail for
You know-
last week specifically so that
Doesn't
You know
matter.
what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just I'm gonna work it into that whole character sheet,
cycle
rotation.
between it.
I'm gonna have that
Just replace
thrown
my
in
picture
there.
with.
So we put the flag here, right? Because that's close to where we got the nat 20 in that area.
Yeah, so there's
Okay.
a little house right there. I think that might be a good spot.
So basically where I put the flag in the picture of the last thumbnail.
Yeah,
Pretty
kind
much,
of.
yeah.
Now there
I
is something to
knew
be
this ahead
said
of
about
time.
with something like the riverbed or the government square. Those are more easily defensible locations.
That's
All right.
that is something I was thinking. I don't know if it would be too obvious, but the government buildings would be the most secure.
Now, the issue with the government buildings is that it is very close
It is a lot closer to the
comparatively
water.
to the water.
I'm getting good vibes from the inn.
Okay.
You know, so it just feels
It is a classic, and we did get a nat 20 there, so.
If there's any sewers that connect to the inn,
I'm sure there are. It's,
I
it's
will
in
say
a town.
that
center.
is the riverbed is probably older in terms of the town than the government square is.
so how about this?
So there's especially because it opens into that plaza with a bunch of roads. There's probably a sewer entrance in that plaza.
I should have made a
We put the flag essentially only accessible, underground, in the sewer. So it's only accessible from a few different places.
Yep.
Now keep in mind, because of the way that it glows, it will be unless
If
you
it
can get
is
something that is
directly
over
underneath
30
the
feet.
inn, you know.
Oh, that's true.
If
So essentially-
there's one that goes beneath it.
Or
Yeah.
if there's a building that's a little bit further down the sewer line. So there are a few twists and turns you have to get through. But it makes it easily defensible. Harder to get to because there's more narrow or fewer options of entry. You can't fly out of there super easily.
It's true.
So
You can't fly into it,
Yep.
so fewer things to
Better for
watch.
worse.
Yeah. I forget. Did it have to be visible?
No,
No.
because it glows.
needs to
So-
be reasonably accessible.
And it
You can't bury it under 10
Well,
feet of stone.
I was gonna bury it, but I was gonna suggest that if the riverbed has a safe of some type.
Let me put it this way. You have to be able to go and grab it within a minute.
You could if you know the
I
right
think-
strategy.
putting it
A safe
We can't put it
would
inside
not-
something.
You can't lock it.
It needs to be
inside something?
reasonably accessible.
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
have to
it was
apply.
a thought. It was a
I mean, you
Not
can
a
put
bad
it in the safe
Not a bad idea.
and just not shut the safe.
Which defeats the purpose of the safe, but sure.
Well, I mean, if the safe has any wards about like alarms, if the safe is in a defensible position, if you know, there
We
there
can
could
have,
be feasible
like,
reasons.
Put it in a deep barrel.
Only
with that.
accessible
barrels.
from one. Like you can't reach in from behind it or anything like that.
I would say put it
Have
in
a
a
whole
deep.
bunch of barrels,
Yeah.
and you don't know which one it's in because the light's just kind of glowing from the general.
That was the
gas.
plan: was to get a whole
Which
bunch of
one?
barrels, take 5 of the lights,
The
and put them in
riverbed
each
has a
one.
wine cellar.
Perfect.
That's where we're putting them.
Does it connect
Can-
to the sewer?
That's a curious question. What
With a
if?
natural 20, it can.
Yeah, let's go.
Old entrance. Probably an old Thieves Guild entrance. Kind of like with a natural 20.
A little
Like,
Prohibition era.
A little like a century ago, there was a Thieves Guild that operated under the
Now this is
watchful eye of the
familiar
dragon
territory.
and
Let's go.
used.
Got it.
What'd you just say?
This is familiar territory.
Ah, yes. So there is there's like a couple things in Skyrim or Baldur's Gate that it's probably reminiscent of.
Yep, that's exactly what I was
Of,
thinking.
I'm thinking of the Thieves Guild in Skyrim is literally in the sewers.
Yep.
yeah.
To the rat pit.
Yeah.
So
Because they're all a bunch of rats.
Hey,
They're rich.
I'm in command of those rats on multiple playthroughs.
You should just be grateful that I didn't slaughter them all. I only slaughter the assassin group.
You realize that makes you the rat queen.
Rat queen, rat queen, rat queen.
Aw man, that makes me by default the Rat King.
Oh my gosh, it's like the Nutcracker. You're voiced by
Aren't those
Tim
the bad
Curry.
guys?
He's voiced by Tim Curry.
I mean, that's worth it.
Okay.
Only the
So
Barty version though.
is it in the wine cellar or is it in the sewer connected to the wine cellar?
The sewer connected to the wine cellar.
Okay, I'll say it's probably like in Baldur's Gate. Minor spoilers, I guess. There's a secret entrance hidden. Like the door is the lid of a massive like keg
Yes.
That's
in Act 3. So it's something like that where there's a wall with barrels and barrels of different types and like it is behind that wall. Like part of that will slide across or something like that. And so if you put it just within the entrance, the light looks like it's coming from inside one of the barrels, even though it's actually behind the wall. And a secret door, there's no lock, there's no anything like that. I would say that is reasonably accessible.
Wonderful.
And I would say
Brilliant.
if we can find a way to block off at least temporarily, the other sewer entrance so it can't be accessed from behind.
Ooh,
It can
specifically if we can like put up an illusion or something like that in which if anyone is scouting the sewers
Let me
from
say
the
this.
opposite team,
Unless y'all open the grate that is in the plaza, that probably has not been opened in 50, 60 years.
okay, that's
Probably rusted shut.
You could get it open with enough time and force if you wanted to access it that way, but prior to that, you don't know how far the sewers extend in either direction. So someone could conceivably they couldn't get in without someone noticing through the entrance in the plaza.
Yeah.
Could, and I know you guys are going to make a sewer map, but essentially what I want to do is make the flag only accessible by going through the riverbed.
Here's what I'll say: is that that is most likely the case. But if someone can remove debris for one reason or another, they might be able to get access to it.
Okay.
But prior to either removing debris or clearing out rubble, it would only be accessible through the riverbed or the grit or the what is essentially manhole cover in the plaza.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's decently protected.
All right, and if we have a team stationed just in the riverbed in general, I think that'd be acceptable.
Yeah.
So we put, what was our defense
Do we
team?
want to be
You haven't
defense?
decided. That's
We have not
That's-
decided. That's part of what we're doing is figuring out who goes where.
All right. No, I think we should be on offense.
You think so?
We are the offensive team.
Okay.
I don't think you're that offensive.
Well, Crows.
I can be.
Pretty offensive if I want to.
Oh no, I did.
That'll be the first time you use a D12.
It would be warranted.
Kaio team B, offense.
Yeah, I
Akar
agree.
A defense. Akar B, floaters. I have them labeled as offense, but I think they might be good floaters. If we're
And
also
then have Naira Team A also be defense. They've got healing.
yep.
So, okay. You're having... Because y'all have, Kaio Team B. That's a lot of... It's a lot of speed.
Yeah, having them on offense would be good.
Okay. Naira Team A.
You missed them.
Yeah.
It's okay. Naira Team A. Let me look at them real quick.
That's Hero,
Yeah.
Hope, Veronica, Raphael, and Dusan.
I'm thinking defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would want them on defense.
Veronica has a lot of illusions. Raphael has
course.
healing.
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
like-
Defense.
Yeah.
So they'll be on defense with.
Akar A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which has
Putting Guardian's team on defense.
Yep. I think Guardian's team,
Oh, Guardian for defense would be perfect.
putting them, if they're okay with kind of having people move around, having Guardian specifically with the flag.
Do you want Guardian specifically with the... what about Guardian and Rook? Because
Yes.
Rook is a stealthy little...
Yes,
He's a
Guardian
Gloomstalker. So,
Yeah.
Guardian and Rook with the flag.
Syad, Ronan, and Elizabeth, all of which have good speed. Paladin, Fighter, and Blade Song Wizard. Essentially doing patrol routes.
Yes.
Okay.
In and around the riverbed.
Got it. Okay.
Honestly, I don't think it'd be a terrible idea if we just left our people in the buildings, like not even having patrol, because if they spot somebody on patrol, especially if it's a patrol, they'll have an inkling of, oh, it might be close to here. Instead, if we have our defensive teams inside the building prepared to ambush, that might be a safer bet. Because it'd be
Alright.
harder to detect them, and when they do end up finding us,
Having a reactive defense as opposed to an active. That is better. It is obviously has some risks of, if they are just waiting, they're not able to be proactive. But it also means that they are.
they don't
not,
need to be proactive
Exactly.
if there's only one thing to guard.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, so that's Naira Team A.
So are we the floaters?
So then
No,
Akar.
We're offense.
You have a car team B. You have Kaio on
Offense.
offense, where they'll probably come into contact with the other Kaio team.
Yep.
You have Naira A and Akar A, both on defense.
Yep. And then
You
B.
want Akar A directly on point,
Correct.
and Naira A acting as
support.
Support. And Naira A are the people responsible for getting people to the jail, getting people up to the tram.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Having a
Also, someone please be writing this down.
Yes.
Cheers.
I'm ready.
yes,
you.
having Naira A is the defensive transfer team.
Understood. And then you have Akar B
Put
and
F.
yourselves.
Put F for car B.
Akar B will be our floaters,
Yeah, because I like the idea of having them
guarding along the river.
Yeah, I like the idea of having them up top. Well, not even up top, just because they've got a lot of really good.
Amira's got her Griffin.
Yeah. They're good flyers, good scouts, and that having them just kind of stationed
Warlock, fighter, barbarian. The only one who's got a lot of mobility is
The Griffin.
Amira.
Yeah.
The others, I think that having them set up a defensive position as
Yeah.
well would be better.
What do you guys think of giving everybody flare guns so that if a team encounters combat, they can shoot off
I
a
was
flare?
gonna
So
ask-
any teams nearby.
I did see what
coming
you'd have
force.
to you unless you have a way of getting it, you
Can we ask another team to potentially go get sending stones? Because the issue with a flare is that it does tell the other team that there's something going on here, so it's communicating to both teams. So if we
Yeah.
have sending stones, that's something that only we can connect to.
True.
go ahead and make a Arcana check,
Sure.
and
Are they
then
expensive?
one of the charisma boys make a persuasion check.
Can I give him help?
Can I give her help with
Yes.
Arcana?
Sure.
Yeah.
You get help.
You get help.
That was worse. I should have rolled the same dice.
Nice. It's like 26?
Yep. 26 on persuasion.
12.
12? Okay, that's enough because this is a common magic item. Something I'm making up on the spot. Think of it like, if sending stones are like a cell phone, this is like a burner, or like a pay-as-you-go.
Oh.
Yeah.
The point is single-use sending.
That's fine.
It's not quite a spell scroll. It's basically a it's more akin to like the paper bird,
Yeah.
except it's instantaneous.
Instantaneous one use kind of thing. So
Yeah.
we use the stones in a case of emergency. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Because we should be able to tell when the flag is grabbed.
Yeah, you
But-
will. You'll tell immediately.
Yeah.
But
But having
But
that advanced
specifically,
warning
like-
of
and with
If
the
we're under
26,
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If like someone's team is about to go down, they let us know, hey, we're about to lose this fight.
because you
we're
did
out."
already use some of the team's resources to get your false flags.
Yes.
So, in terms of buying it, roll. Actually, I will. Okay, so that would be 35 gold per, but you rolled a 26. And so, 17 gold per.
Wow.
One for each team.
Can we also recruit
like
some
to.
of our teams to scout the enemy side to kind of like get a better idea of where
I
things are?
presume that's kind of what the floaters.
Okay.
Like that's kind of the purpose of one of the floater teams is
Okay.
that
So the
they're
recruiters are kind of
not
in charge.
engaging. Amira's team their job is not necessarily to engage; it's to
Support.
keep watch and.
Yeah.
I mean, like in prep ahead of time. 'Cause,
Oh,
like, we've
yeah,
been
no,
doing
y'all had been doing that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I
remember,
did
you
that
still
already.
have the questions that y'all did from the investigation from last time.
Gotcha. Have I not asked those yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, I did completely forget about them, so that's probably why I
That's
brought it up.
Yeah. So if there's anything in between that you want to know, or maybe they end up being useful during the game,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Okay.
So that still does leave. Where are y'all going?
We're going
Yeah.
for flag.
Belly of the beast.
I
Okay.
guess So,
So
I do want to take our other offensive team with us.
All right.
So you are taking
Have
who's your other
flank.
offensive? Is
Coyote.
Soren's team.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if we
Are you going like
flank it
together,
then.
or
I think if we split and come at them from two different angles.
Pincer maneuver it.
there is only one path, though. They're gonna see us coming.
that is the thing. The reason that they chose the light lab is that while it is close to the edge, it is there is a single path that leads up, very visibly. No sewers that lead.
I think if we treat it like a relay situation where we send a couple people up and kind of position ourselves along the route So that way, when one person grabs the flag, they just hand it off to the next person who can.
Oh, I wasn't planning
Train
on
it down
running
to
in,
you.
sneaking off with the flag and getting out. I was planning on beating the snot out of the other team. That's what I was thinking, is if they only have one team defending, 2 teams would be able to smoke them easy. If they have 2 teams defending, we'll be about an even match. But in that case, if
I mean,
somebody has the opportunity, they
wanna
can try and
go
snag the flag.
full force, but I think we should definitely have a couple people who are either quick or can fly or something. Like if Crow wants to hang back, I know you're a heavy hitter, but if you're able to hang back so that way we can get you the flag.
So, especially with the information of what you do know about Mackenzie's plans, you do know that they have essentially 3 layers of defense. They have one team stationed at it, a second team that is patrolling, and a third team that is essentially trying to lead the patrol teams to anyone they see. So, if you get spotted by the floater, then and you have Soren's team with you, it'll end up being a 2 versus 2.
Yeah.
And that's before you even get to the actual team defending.
Yeah.
Alternatively, what you could do, because from what you read, the floater team is only instructed to engage if necessary. So if you send your primary, your other offense team, Kaio, to attack the defensive team, it's 1v1, so the floater team doesn't interfere necessarily. While you guys could attack the primary defense team directly. Think of it like
So basically, I think what our 2 options are is we either go full stealth and try to sneak in up to the light lab, or we go full assault and have the other floater team that we have assist us if it ever becomes a 2v2.
I think we should try stealth.
Can I retroactively try to reroll that D100 to get the heckin' the sewers up to that point?
no.
Because I was gonna always push.
I mean, we could probably use the sewers to get a lot closer.
Yeah, we might be able to use the sewers to get past.
We could
the
potentially
initial
bypass
defense.
the
What I will say,
floaters.
yeah.
it is very likely that none of the sewers cross the river.
That's fair. We would have to go.
Because logistically speaking, why would they?
That's true.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, just like.
But
if
you can
we're-
find, especially if you know where the enemy teams are positioned, you could find a sewer entrance anywhere on their side.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
of
and
course.
make your
And
way
not-
closer
Yeah.
without being spotted.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be the idea.
Yeah.
So
Is that
and so
something we
the,
can
the
scout?
options are obviously stealth, but in terms of when you get close, you're either looking at a 2 versus 2 fight followed by a one the remainder versus the defense team, or 1v1 1v1.
I do have a question.
Yep.
Because nobody's like out. Like you knock somebody out that if they come back later, like they regain consciousness, they're back in the game.
Absolutely.
What's stopping us from just like tying these people up,
Oh,
like you would in a cartoon,
That's absolutely what you should do.
and just like leave them with like a guard?
Yeah.
Just be like, this person wakes up, you smack them in the face. And we could
every
play
guard.
the long game and keep everybody
More
on
attrition.
defense. Yeah, and then wait for them to come to us, smack the crap out of them, because it'd be 5 against 3 at best, because they have 2 teams on defense. Then go full assault with like 1 team to guard.
That is
It's a long-term strategy.
a very good long-term strategy that I have seen done before.
The game can last up to 12 hours.
It is risky, but the issue with that is Mackenzie is very persuasive. Yes, we have the tram on our side, but Mackenzie can talk him, I imagine, talking his way out of almost anything. So, while we can hold down the fort and have pretty much everybody we can on defensive, wait for their offensive teams to come to us, we take them out, and then we send 4 out of 5 of our teams across to get the flag. We leave one team behind to continue guarding our flag in case the other team...
What's stopping us from doing that outright?
From
So,
sending in first.
Full on assault.
Let's just go headbutt him. Why not? Let's just take 4 teams.
Because
And
if
go do
for
it.
some reason, if you've got 4 on attack and leaving 1 on defense,
What if they decide to do the same thing?
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
again, you have their plan. With
We have
They're
their...
not- yeah.
It would
We
be a
have their
matter
current
of
plan.
we would have to be really fast.
Yeah, we can be. We outnumber them.
We could. It's risky.
It's
it
very
would
risky.
be 3 versus 4.
Yep. That's it.
This is
Good odds.
very
Think of
doable.
it this way.
Yep.
Would you employ that strategy if you didn't know where their flag was?
No.
Absolutely not.
Then I don't think we should do it.
Totally
On
disagree.
the off chance.
On the off chance that that they are expecting it.
I don't
I-
think Mackenzie would lie about where the flag is.
No, but he's arrogant enough to think that he can get to our flag first.
Exactly. Let's
So I
play on
think
that
we should-
arrogance. He's gonna bum rush our flag.
He doesn't know where your flag is.
Basically, the
Exactly.
question is
That's what gives us the advantage.
how much do we want to play this game risky and how much do we want to play it safe?
I would rather play it a little safe.
Elle wants to bum rush.
Nice. We've got 1 vote for safe, 1 vote for risky.
What are we gonna do?
Do you have a preference?
I can lean either way. Crow, I think, could lean either way.
Gosh.
It's because of what Greg said to Elle.
Have fun with it.
Think of the.
Because, what's going to
yeah.
happen if you lose?
Exactly.
A bit of a hurt ego.
So
Yeah, I don't want Mackenzie to have an intact ego.
who cares?
I do. I need a chance to
Personally-
redeem Cass's ability to shit talk.
Personally, I like the idea of having the opportunity to do both defense and offense, and so we're going with Amy's plan of, or I don't remember who did it, the idea of waiting in our base, waiting for their offensive to come over, get all knocked out, we send up the rail, then we go on offensive now that they have less teams. That gives us the opportunity to ensure our flag is safer, and we get to
So
go
what it
be
would
a
end up
part of
being
getting
is that
flag.
your team is a reinforced team.
Yep.
So you are first reinforcing defense,
Yep.
overwhelming whoever they have on attack, and then reinforcing attack as you and either 1 or 2 teams rush. Essentially, first making sure that their efforts to take your flag are at least halved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so essentially everyone's,
You know, I'm planning such big fights that I can't do ahead of time, and that's fine. I have.
I mean, here,
in
what
the
we
river.
could do when we're doing defense, we can have
I love the idea of sorry, just 1 second. I love the idea of bum rushing, but I need you to understand that you just proposed me playing 30 characters.
Well, you could always give.
15 versus 15 with y'all on one of those sides.
You could
Which
always
I can
give us
do.
some.
We could run some of the team.
That
if
is true.
There is a big
That is true.
The thing is that fight would take an entire session.
It would take more
We've
than one
played
session,
those before.
If it helps,
which we can do. Yes.
we could have layers of our teams with us being at the main defense along with our other main defense, and we have, one or two other teams who are along the way stopping anybody who's rushing us. So you can plan those fights ahead of time. Two teams clash by the river. You determine how that goes. We have another team halfway through.
And while I
they
definitely
clash.
appreciate that, do your strategy as your characters would. Whatever I need to do, I will figure out how to do.
Harry would rather.
I
play
don't
it
do this
safe
because
and
it's
or
easy.
stealth.
It's not
Yeah.
easy.
Ari much prefers the stealth route
Yeah.
of sending a few people up at a time to try and get the flag.
Though
and
if you
then-
send
I
a
don't
few
think
people
we
at a
should-
time, it
yeah.
could end up being the same way that of what y'all
Correct.
talked about
Yeah,
just
we
war of
can't
attrition, losing people.
we can't split people up.
Yeah. The more we split, the more likely.
The only time that we can split up is if we have the flag and we have
And someone
like
needs to run.
yes,
Yep.
that's the only time we can split up because all we have to do is get it across the river.
Who's our fastest character on our side?
Crow.
On
Or actually
ground,
no.
Airy.
yeah.
In the
I
air,
actually
Crow.
went through and made a
say
list
it may not
of
be
every
Airy.
single character's speed,
I figured you might have.
Amazing.
except for y'all's.
While he's
so I
looking
don't.
that up, may I propose something?
All right.
So we have the plan to put everybody that we knock out on the tram to send them back up to the school. Would one of you two be able to convince somebody down at the docks to just take Mackenzie?
That would be kind of funny.
Now,
Separate
Eric,
him
I need
from
you
the
to
rest of the
clarify for me.
Actually, wait.
Are you requesting that we order a kidnapping?
It's nothing different
It's
than the
no.
rails.
What's being proposed is essentially
Yeah, I want-
not
let's
putting
see-
Mackenzie
yes.
with any of the other prisoners,
Yeah.
having
Isolate
him
him.
separated,
Yeah.
and,
And
Honestly,
then we
that-
put him on a boat, and then the boat just sails away for a little bit.
Please, I would love
also
to
the
see
fastest person on your team is Amira on her mount,
Okay.
which can fly. The Griffin has a fly speed of 80 feet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
nice.
goal is
Holy crap! Does
If she
Elizabeth
gets-
have haste?
yeah.
Okay.
So
They
Goal
come-
is
they-
to get the
Elizabeth comes with us.
get the beacon to the Griffin.
Yep. Elizabeth comes with us.
That's the Amira is the one with that.
Oh, Mira has
Elizabeth does have a high
can-
speed of 50 feet.
No, who has haste?
Yeah, Elizabeth
Yeah.
has haste.
That's what I'm saying.
he wants to have
Haste
Elizabeth
the
with us
Griffin.
just
Haste
to
the
haste.
Griffin.
Haste
yeah.
the Griffin.
Genuine question. Would it even be necessary?
Probably not.
But
However,
Is
So,
it
Here's-
worth reducing a team's efficacy by one for something that may not end up being necessary?
Here's what I would
That's
say.
insane.
We worked to get the beacon. Amira stays on her only purpose is waiting for that beacon to start shining, and the moment it does, she rushes towards it, takes it from whoever has it,
And
and
books
books
it.
it back.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. I like that. Make sure she's safe.
She's literally just the
Ready.
runner.
Yep.
So, and is her team? So that's a car team B.
Yep.
Were they one of the offensive teams?
They were the
no, they were the
floaters.
floaters.
Yes.
Yep.
yeah.
So they can literally sit on the edge of the river, just like
People up,
in
yeah.
like chilling in a house on the edge of the river, waiting for the signal. The moment it comes,
Yeah.
they
You know
rush
what
out. to
you know
us.
what image I just got? Did you ever watch the movie Ender's Game?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
No,
I've seen
but
bits and pieces.
I've read part of the audio, or
Okay.
listened to part of the audiobook.
It's a purely visual thing. There's they have the games that they play where it's like, oh, if you get shot, then you're like paralyzed and you have to get someone to the other end. They do a thing where they like up against like 3 other teams and whatever. I don't know if it's movie exclusive, and they literally form a human shield around like a few of them, and so like the outer layer are all getting hit while the entire mass is moving because it's like zero gravity. I just have the image of Amira being escorted by her team into the enemy lines. And as they are expending their resources, she's not much at all.
Yeah.
And
they
if
could literally
if
just
she
be
needs extra support, we
shields.
send Crow alongside her to
That's
ride on the Griffin.
that's why
and-
we bought. I am trying to create the 4x4 with the giant freaking bulldozer in the front. That is my idea.
But
You just
to
right
answer
over them.
Caspian's question, yes, Ari was essentially proposing that we bribe a ship captain to briefly kidnap Mackenzie.
I'm on
Which
board
we
with
could.
this.
I do like the idea of splitting everybody up though, because it's a big enough city that it would take them time to find each other.
It would also take time to escort them to those places.
That's
and
true.
Yes, that's the thing of putting them on the tram. At least we'll get them back up to the school.
I prefer the idea of putting them on the tram and go upstate.
And that's
Get outta
why
here.
just separating Mackenzie was the priority.
Okay.
Why don't we just?
We can just dump him in the river. Not Cass.
He has at least one member on his team that can swim, so.
yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter if they're all unconscious.
You can't swim if you're unconscious.
Precisely. We can revive him after the game's done.
Yeah, that's what Graves for.
But yeah, as for our team plan, I think that there's a lot of strength in consistently outnumbering the other teams, and that way we leave it less to fate on how it turns out. So, you know,
All right, so
starting out.
can you state simply
Yes.
for my
Let's stick with the two
Understanding.
teams on offense that we had.
who is stationed where, and what is the plan?
I agree with Kiera that we need to keep our groups together. So instead of having several groups patrolling and doing all that stuff, I think it's better if we all group together.
So 3 offensive and 2 defensive.
Well, yeah. As far as the teams go, but the offensive teams will all be together, and the defensive teams will all be together.
So Akar Team A and Naira Team A are both defense.
Okay,
yeah,
so
and they
nothing's
will
changing there.
and they will just stay
I have
in
them
the
on
riverbed.
Discord if you want to check that out.
Would work.
That
And
one
then-
actually has everything.
The RB being Amira's team. Do you want them as? Are you still having them as floaters, or are you having them as an offensive team?
It's a bit of both. They're still going to float, but they're also offensive. so it's
So
if
it's
we
their
need
job
one.
to.
It's more like we have 1 or 2 defensive, 1 or 2 offensive, and then the others are support.
I would say F stands for
Reinforcement.
flank at this point. They're the flanking team, where if we needed someone to peel off, they would peel off. And
Honestly, what they could do is they could slowly work their way across towards the light lab, but unlike us, do it 100% stealthy. And then they'll just wait at a spot outside of.
I'm still
the
not a
light lab.
fan. I'm still not a fan of stealth, and L's not a fan of stealth either.
I'm not a particular fan of it just because I know Cass is not going to be very good at being stealthy. Although if it's a group role, it might not be as difficult.
Yep. L is still going to push for hitting them hard and fast, pushing through, not even engaging in combat fully. The objective is to get by them and get to the flag.
How quickly could we incapacitate teams without having to really fight them?
Depends on how coordinated we are, and if we.
The
This person,
concern-
they're down in one round.
The
This person.
concern is that because the Sun Lab is a one-way path, even if we run past several teams, eventually they're all going to reach that pathway as we're trying to come back down. Now we have to fight all of them.
Well,
in
that's the
order to
thing.
get
We
back.
don't have to come back down.
That's fine if we have to fight them. In fact, it would be better if we fought
That's
them
true,
coming back
because
down.
Mira just...
Yes,
Gone.
she is just going to book it. If you're still up, you're going to escort.
Correct.
Or as close as you can escort. If we have anybody else who can fly, they will also escort.
L will fly for as long as he can.
Yeah. So that will
I
be.
plan to save my flight to the very end.
Yeah, that
So
will
is
be.
that us taking 3 teams up?
Yeah.
And
Hit their
then 2
3 with
teams
our
on
3.
defensive.
Now here's the thing.
Do you want that to be 3 versus 3 or 1v1, 1v1, 1v1?
For the
Either can
sake
work.
of
No.
simplicity on your side, it's probably.
I genuinely can. And if there
thought
are
about that.
strategies that you want to do of having your teams together, I can make that work. I just need to know.
See, here's the thing.
I don't think we should do 1v1s because that doesn't aid us if we're trying to get But the objective is not to fight.
See, here's the thing that's gonna happen. When we get close to the light lab, in order to verify that it is there, Cass is going to use locate object. There's a 1,000-foot range.
Okay.
If it is not there, we split search and destroy. We leave them never engaging with the team that's in the light lab.
That's fine then, because do that anyway. This is more of if we do decide to engage, then what do? Right? Do we hit it 1v1v1v1v1v1? That was obnoxious. Or do we basically have a mosh pit at the bottom of the mountain? Well, not all of the teams will be there at the bottom of the mountain.
As far as you know,
one team might
at the
stay
bottom
at
of the mountain, the defense team are staying in the light lab.
Yeah. So we could start out with a 2v3.
Yeah.
You know, once we're done with that, we go up with the remaining.
I say we just play it by ear. Day of, right?
Well,
So long as where Trey needs to plan, we make sure he knows where to plan.
Right. I think we're trying to figure out if Trey can plan 2 of the fights in advance.
Which the defensive fights. So the plan is no longer for y'all to be on defense initially.
No,
guess
I don't know if it was any more than like
There
the
was
first 2
there was
minutes.
a proposition of like
I had an
reinforcement.
idea
Yeah.
Okay.
of us joining defense so that we can
Turtling.
take out their offense. What?
Turtling.
Turtling.
is
Is that the
a
term?
defensive mechanism.
Sure.
You,
Romans did it.
Okay.
It's what he and I do when we're
Whatever.
playing Age of Empires, and
It's literally
It is
have
a
soldiers
super
with
effective.
spears, and then just a row of soldiers just with shields on the outside,
Yep.
and the ones with spears that are standing behind just lower it through,
Yep.
and you just get a box
it's,
turtle of
it-
shields.
it's a way to wear down enemy resources.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is it's not a bad strategy at all. It's not Elle would want to do.
Now he does have to argue that with the rest of the team
Correct. Which is what I'm
on
doing.
whether or not it happens.
Yeah, this is
And I think I've won.
this is a
but not
summary
done.
of what our characters are saying.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it sounds like we all have slightly different plans. On
We
what
do.
would work best.
Ari will default to probably whatever Elda wants to do. After making her case, if Elda disagrees, she'll default to him.
Okay. I think at the end of the day, Elle will also, if it comes down to a vote, he will recuse himself and go with whatever Caspian decides.
Alright.
Pressure!
So what was your suggestion and what was your suggestion?
My idea, 2 defense plus us, we're the support. We start out defending. We wait for their offensive to show up. We take them out, and then 2 defense stay there. They continue to defend. The rest of us, offensive plus us, go and take their flag.
Mine was, instead of waiting, because we would have to take the other 2 offensive teams and keep them there as well, because we wouldn't want to send them off to fight a 3v2.
Yeah.
That would be horrific.
Offensive, while we're defending, can take out the floater.
Their floater?
Yeah, their floater.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah. And that
We-
way,
we were-
Trey can plan, a 2v1 floater versus our offensive, while the rest of us are defending.
The second phase of your suggestion relies on our floaters not getting taken out. That's the only problem. Like, again, it's
Well,
not a bad plan by any means.
Okay, so essentially, let's change plans.
Can I? I wanted to say mine first.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
Okay, continue, Ryan.
My plan is it's similar, except we have the 2 that stay back for defense, and we take the 3 offensive, the 2 offensive and the floater, and we just, goose formation right up to the light lab, taking advantage of the fact that the teams are initially split, the enemy teams. So while we show up in full force with our first 3 attack teams, we get the objective of catching one of them off guard potentially.
That's true.
And now it's a 3v2 or even a 3v1
That would be
while the
ideal.
floater has to now readjust and come in and protect. And if we account for them coming in from the rear, even better, because then we can set our heaviest units up on the back side to catch them as they break, and it's like a wave crashing against a wall of rock. Then that way we have our strongest fighters up front taking out the first line of defense, our strongest defenders mitigating the encroaching floater team, and then we move in to engage with the final team inside and grab the flag and give it to Amira.
Okay. And then your new.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That sounds like a good plan.
There's too much going on. I can't handle it anymore.
So her plan was everyone hangs back. We have the 2 attack teams that are on the exterior that hit their floater team, and then we have the 2 defensive teams plus us defend our flag while Mackenzie's 2 attack teams basically break upon us. So hers is the exact opposite of mine.
Yeah. Essentially,
Yes.
who do we start on offense or do we start on defense? Is basically what's going
And the
on.
only reason I'm saying offense is because that's what Elle would do at this point.
And to be fair, that is probably... I could see Crow leaning towards that, despite... Because here's the biggest thing.
As
that
reckless
I've
as
noticed.
Crow can be, she likes to get into things if she thinks she can win, and so she's actually taking the more defensive approach or the slow
Because
approach,
I think
like
the
Aerie.
biggest difference between the two is that it's reactive versus proactive.
Yep.
Because if you're waiting for Mackenzie's team, there's no way of knowing how long that will take, when they'll show up, how they'll show up.
They could wait until the very last minute.
And then we have no time.
Now, we could have our 2 offensive go and take down the floaters, and then they keep scouting for wherever offensive is. So if they see them ahead of time, they will go and engage.
But that also relies on catching them.
Yeah.
Which
Now imagine if we split our floaters up and one floater ends up coming across the 2 attack teams from Mackenzie's side. That's now 2-on-1 and we've lost our one of our attacks.
It's true.
Yeah. I say we go with Elle's plan.
Sure, whatever.
I will say,
I'm done thinking.
I think your plan
Your plan would work, but it,
would work and has a higher percentage chance of succeeding overall,
Assuming they...
but has less agency for you as players and as a team.
It would be a higher chance to not lose, but a lower chance to win.
Correct.
I think is
That's a good way of
what
putting it.
what it comes out to. Yours is a higher chance to win, but also a little bit of a higher chance to lose.
It's
risk.
again,
Higher
it's riskier.
Risk reward.
Yep.
I think
And Elle has
I
been
may
given,
not win, but I'm
L-
sure as hell not gonna lose.
Yep.
I think given the information that we
Well,
have,
that's kind of Crow's plan. It's-
Exactly.
And Elle is just like, oh,
No, we can win.
we're just gonna have fun. let's go.
I think here's what we do. We go with L's plan, attempt to get up to the light lab. Should we discover that the object is not, in fact, in the light lab, we return to base and do your idea.
Yes. 100%.
Because the biggest reason why the high risk high reward will work is because we believe we know where the beacon is. So we can immediately beeline for it.
And we don't have to attack immediately, right? We can
No.
have one of our flyers scout it out.
Well, again, 1,000 feet range, I can detect where
This
the object
is-
is.
Now,
So we get
It's like
the map
3
is
miles to
3
it.
miles across,
Yes.
give or take.
So we have to get to the building, but if they're hiding in the building waiting for us to enter, and we never do because we know it's not in there, then that team is going to sit
That is 100%
waiting
true.
for
And
us
they'll
to
never
enter,
do
and
anything.
they will never end up doing anything.
Yeah.
So that is a team effectively out of the match.
Yep.
Unless somebody on their team comes to tell them, hey, they know it's not in there. We need you to be out in this area
Yeah.
of the field.
And then that way, once we confirm that it's actually there, we can default back. Because I'm not opposed to that plan at all.
No.
Character went out.
No, that's right.
As it should. And
So.
speaking of, just as a note, every one of you had some great moments. So everyone just marked down an inspiration.
Cool.
Like, every single
I'll
one of
take
you
it.
had some really good moments
I'll take it.
of just very good role play throughout it. I'm just I didn't make any note of them at the time, but just in general.
Yeah. But no,
If only we had a way to go back and look.
Give it a couple days.
I do agree though that your plan, we actually take more agency with it because, if their offensive team takes their sweet time getting to our defense position, then we just waste a lot of time.
Because we did prep ahead of time, getting a lot of different buildings for them to search.
So and the false flags.
And the false flags.
But
So
also,
we-
if they just locate, one of our defense teams and just figure out
Which is
where
why-
we're standing.
Which is why they're
You
inside
have
the
a
buildings.
patrolling team. And the only one that's currently set to be inside the building are 3 of them are patrolling, and 2 of them are. One of them is stealthy as hell. The other one's probably just going to be in the basement.
That's fair.
So currently, there's not a lot of direct, outside of it being a major building. There's not anything that would point them to it.
Okay. Cool.
Like it's not like you have a team stationed on the roof.
Yeah.
That will draw attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
The flag is pretty
So
well
the-
hidden.
So our decoys will still have some
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, I believe it kind of thing is like the Naira team with Hope and Hero and them will be kind of roaming the area between all the false flags, being nearby and ready to support
Yes.
Guardian's team
And
without
bringing
bringing
people up to the
anyone
jail.
that's been taken out to
and Mackenzie to the boat.
So we have 10 false ones, right?
Yes.
Okay. What if we put 3 in the cellar, 3 at the government building, and then scatter the other 4 throughout the city? Because then now it looks like there will be 4 at the in the cellar, right? But there's 3 over at the government building, which that looks like could be the main area, and they might spend more time going through the 3 and going
Yeah. I do think it would be good to put 3 of them at the government building.
because 4 is enough to be like, which one is it?
Yeah.
And like they'll be able to tell pretty immediately, but
Yeah.
those seconds could make the difference.
Exactly.
Takes time to travel.
Yep. All right. I like this plan.
Do we want to have our second defense team roam, or do we want to have both of them inside?
I think we want to have
Both
the
of
second
them.
defense team roam.
I was going to say the exact opposite.
That
Well, if they're
Why?
already, if
Hang
they're-
on. Why?
Because we will need an alert team, essentially.
That's what the stones are for.
My main thinking is that if they're already going to be escorting people to and from, like, to the tram, and you also want eyes on the false flags, having a defense team that is moving throughout the spaces where the false flags are is a really good way to do that.
Yes.
That's true. That's
And
true.
they're already going to have to be out and about to a degree in order to bring people to the tram.
Versus if we put all of our defense in one location, then that's all the more likely that they'll all get taken out at the same time, and then we'll have nobody.
And also, as a note,
defense.
don't have the patrol team avoid the riverbed.
Yeah.
Because if I'm looking at it and I'm just like, that defensive team is very specifically avoiding a major landmark.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
bait.
go check that.
That's bait. So I would say have them do rounds between, essentially probably patrols
all the
between.
Up and down the city. Up and down.
I
the
would say
side.
just between the riverbed and the government building,
Because pretty
and
much
have the
everything
4
is there.
other false flags on buildings between those.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like
that's a good
that.
idea.
And so, because like the idea of there's these 2 major things that they're patrolling between, and it would make a lot of sense if the flag was just in a building along that route
Yep.
that they keep having to pass. That
Just
is
to
a
make
viable
sure.
strategy. So the enemy team will probably think to check
That's
that.
true. That's true.
It takes more time for them to go from location to location.
All right. Okay. So
And
we
that
have
is the
second
other
guessing
team's pitching in their ideas as we have
Yes.
our giant super.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes. Okay. So that
Which area is
is
hiding in
that,
front of-
that's Soren.
That's Soren being like, I'm the only one who will talk, so here we go. I speak for my people.
He really is everyone else is kind of just chill on this team. Like they're competitive, but they're not outspoken.
Yeah. Let my people win.
Yeah, Syad and most of Guardian's team are speaking up.
Okay.
Like that last note was probably given by Elizabeth.
Yeah. Smart one.
I like
Yep.
that team.
Yeah.
They have a good team.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Elizabeth is very perceptive.
I would say that is our goal then. That's our plan.
Okay. I'm going to have
Brain cells off again.
if you can, write it up, send it to me with everyone just like confirming so that things ahead of time I can do.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time. Good night.